See, it said 3, 2, 1, go! Exclamation point. So I think we did it. I think we're live. We're streaming. We're finally here. Hey, welcome back to the live stream of the Mike Seibert Radio podcast. My name is Mike Seibert. I am your host, and we've been having so much fun backstage that we forgot that we have to actually do a show for y'all tonight. Thanks so much for hanging out with us on whatever platform you're hanging out on, whether it be on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. For some reason it gives me the option to stream on Twitch, so I'm like, okay, cool, I guess I'm a Twitch streamer now, whatever. But friends, it is that time of year again, and as you can see by our very full panel, it is time for our annual CybFest Northwest dealer spotlight episode, and we're doing something a little different this year. Add a little extra spice and seasoning to the proceedings. Actually, here comes a new challenger. Yo!
Hey!
Reno, you missed nothing. I literally just started.
Are you the one I was supposed to hand off the Metroplex hands to? Weren't you looking for Metroplex? Yeah.
Yes. To the point where even I was like, Reno, when did I see you? Did I see you at TFCon or something? And I'm just like, did Kenneth ever get you those Metroplex hands? Or it was.
Wait, can you hear me right now or no?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, so I don't know if you approached me at TFCon. I know online you're asking about it, but you directed me to
Yeah, that's right. It all gets really fuzzy after a while. But, as you can see, we're just jumping right in face first. So this is our CybFest Northwest 2025 Dealer Spotlight episode / I guess organizer spotlight panel as well, where we're going to talk about the show top down for folks that have not experienced CybFest before, and invite you all to hang out with us coming up on July 12th, coming up at the Kent Commons Community Center. More information can be found at cybfestnw.com. So I would like to start with some brief introduction. So we'll just kind of go all the way around the we'll just go around the horn and introduce ourselves very quickly and briefly, and then we'll just kind of get in depth into a conversation. Everybody's done a show with me before, so you kind of know what the deal is. Feel free and interact with each other. If you should be able to see the chat also, as if folks join us to jot as well. Audio troubles are an MSRP guest staple. Oh, I wasn't supposed to read that out loud. That's the private chat. Wrong chat.
That's me. I'm the audio troubles person.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so I'm going to start with the organizers first, because we're going to come back around and we'll talk about a little bit of the history of CybFest, give folks a kind of a primer of what our show is in the Pacific Northwest, the unofficial fan convention for Transformers, by the fans for the fans, with a Pacific Northwest twist. So as such, I would like to start with Ben. Ben, how are we doing tonight?
We're doing good. It's we're getting down to it. So
yeah, it's getting real close. It's like, and it's interesting with it being a little earlier, because I think sometimes we do CybFest in August or late July. We've done it as early as June before. July feels like it's just right, but yet we're on on my side, I feel like we're on an accelerated schedule from where we were this time last year. I was just like, oh, holy mackerel, the show's next month. We should probably do a show.
Yeah.
Got it. Joining us on the panel as well as part of the CybFest organization team, it's Whirl. Yo.
Hi, long-time listener, several-time caller. I'm Whirl. I do a handful of things at CybFest. I was brought on initially to handle social media stuff, and now I just kind of, I don't know, we all do a little bit of everything around here. So
absolutely.
It is way too close to CybFest this year.
Yeah. Because yeah, I mean, I even on my side, I was just like, oh man, this is getting close.
Yeah, it
So
sneaks up on you.
it's very exciting because I mean, like look behind the curtain. Sometimes we do these as two shows. Like we'll do like a tell me about CybFest, but then we also do like a dealer spotlight thing. And we thought, in the interest of time, we'd try to consolidate and combine these a little bit. So thanks everybody for being flexible and accommodating and eager to hang out. Also joining us from the CybFest organization team, our dealer coordinator, hanging out beyond the camera. He's in the void there. It's Jamal. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm very excited to be here. Very excited to talk about CybFest and talk about the dealer room.
Absolutely. That's awesome. And speaking of the dealer room, see, you've given me the gift of an incredible segue because we could talk about the show top down, but what makes our show so special is the variety of dealers that we have. Artists, collectors, toy sellers, customizers, everything you can think of. And I think over the last couple of years, since we've blown out the doors and expanded to the full gym, that variety has become even more special. I think maybe I'm a little biased, but it's a pretty good show. I think it's a pretty good show for what we're doing, being a bunch of fans. So I'm going to continue to go around and introduce some of our incredible dealers and artists, starting with the architect of the 2025 exclusive figure, Condor. It's not a bird. It's not a cassette. It's a jetpack. No, it's Condor. Joining us also on the stream is Alex, the mastermind behind Blue Forge. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Hi, yeah, that's me. I'm excited to chat about the exclusive and show off one of the production copies to you guys and some of the accessories that come with it and all the cool stuff it can do. Yeah.
Very cool. This is going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited. We have a variety of different dealers that it very much takes a village and it takes a community. And I mentioned that, in addition to toy sellers, we also have artists and somebody's got some squeaky Saturn missiles or something back there in the corner. But Reno is joining us again. I guess our representative artists, I suppose, because like everybody else is doing customs and selling toys and all that. So I guess whether you realized it or not, you're representing the artist faction of the CybFest dealers. Thanks for hanging out with us again.
Oh, hi. Yeah, I meant to be. Like, can you hear me right this time?
Yes, yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay. I was meant to be there last year. I swear I was going to table there, but long story short, lots of plane troubles, like potential exploding plane problems that ended up my flight getting canceled the day before. So, yeah. But I will this year. I'm leaving earlier now. So.
Nice. And remind me, where are you coming from?
I'm coming from Southern Nevada, specifically Las Vegas, Nevada. So I'm really excited to be up there in the Pacific Northwest, as it will be my first time.
Oh.
That's incredible.
Wow.
That's cool. And Reno, while I got you, you've been making the rounds. You've gone to a lot of Transformers fan conventions recently. Like
I don't know if it's a lot, but it's TFCon and just lately BotCon.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna say if you had two nickels, it's not a lot of nickels, but it's certainly a couple. So we're really excited to have you come up to CybFest. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, excited to be there too.
Nice. And speaking of other types of artists, you like Legos, right? You like Transformers? You like Transformers Legos? Jeremy joins us to talk about his mini Lego formers. How we doing?
Doing well. I've got a lot of new stuff. I've been working hard. You can kind of tell from the mess behind me. Well, not really, actually. It's pretty well hidden.
Yeah.
If I go like this, it's a little more.
Oh, there you go.
Boxes, Legos everywhere. I'm kind of on a building rush. I've got parts on order to get the last few things that I decided to make. Been focusing more on, see, something. I've already showed this off. So, more on just building little scenes. I don't know if that'll come into focus.
That's pretty. You got a Triptychon in there.
Yeah. And, poor
Yes,
Metroplex
I need that. I need that one, actually. I need that.
I was
will
gonna
be
say-
there for you.
Yes, please. That's actually for Reno, actually. So
Okay. we'll work something out. Yeah, I had a couple last year and they went real quick. People were really excited about them. But I mean, they're still the same tiny little transformers that completely transform without having to take them apart and stuff. All built out of Lego. So
yeah.
This is. I'm gonna take one more second to show one more thing. Even though that's
Sure,
later.
please.
I saw a picture of somebody doing this with the real toys online, and I had to just copy it and make a Lego version. So my little Insectobots.
That's
Oh,
so
very
cool.
Oh,
You
the
can
little
actually
screen in the frame. That's awesome.
Yeah, and you can have them transform and have them as robots there as well. A lot of fun. But yeah, that's the kind of stuff I've been playing around with this year. But we'll also have individual robots and stuff, and everything's available for sale for whoever wants it. Hopefully,
Nice.
lots of people want it.
Very cool. Very cool.
Well,
yeah,
I will also be celebrating my birthday that weekend too. My birthday's the 11th on Friday, so
Happy birthday.
I might be
You
in a
know
little
what
rough
that means?
shape.
Everyone got to at least buy one item from his booth for his birthday.
I might be in some rough shape, especially in the morning because I've got the plans to go out and celebrate with some friends the night before. But thankfully, I don't live that far, so I'll be in. I'm gonna load up the car Friday afternoon.
It's gonna be like Megatron from that one episode. Back at Cybertron, those were the good old days.
Land of the Metal Moon. Oh my gosh.
Nice.
My dude Nick hanging out in the chat here. Holy moly, that's a lot of people in here. Yes, friend. And this is only a fraction of the fan population that you'll find at CybFest Northwest at the Kent Commons Community Center on July 12th. More information at cybfestnw.com. Check it out. It kind of rules. Kenneth, what are you messing with over there?
I'm messing with the table that Run got his back broken down onto. So,
oh my god, you mean like professional wrestling style? Like he got oh my god, he's down through the table.
Maybe. I mean, he did get thrown across the table. So,
Nice.
I guess am I going next or something? Is that what's
Sure,
happening?
yeah. I was trying to segue. It's like because it looks like that might be an item that folks might be able to pick up from Rekgar's Junk Emporium.
Yes. So Rekgar's Junk Emporium, where another man trash is another man treasure. A lot of things end up on our planet, so who knows what you may find. A lot of things. My printer has been on workhorse mode. In fact, I got a second printer I'm trying to get up to running.
Yeah.
But there's various things that we're gonna have for sale. Okay, well that just came off. But here's Ultra Magnus's desk, or the Ultra Ligmar, the Hyrus of Tyrestocord, as they call in there. So this one, I think, should be able to fully seat the Commander class Ultra Magnus just fine.
Okay.
So as that. This one should be fine. One of the Aerobots. He's missing.
Where is he going?
We're on Aerobots.
That's pretty cool.
This one's
the Purple Griffin.
The Purple Griffin from the notorious episode of Carbomia.
Mm-hmm.
That notorious. There's also going to be a lot of custom figures too that I'm going to actually put up for sale too that are going to be not only on display. As Jamal, when we met a little bit earlier, about a couple months ago, he's requested to have a few of my custom figures, not only since we're on the Age of the Primes, we're going to have
Mhm.
one of the custom ones I've worked on quite a lot. The Nexus Prime, which I'm not going to pull down from the shelf. You guys are just going to have to see it on there at the show.
Yeah. Save something for the
Here's,
show.
for instance, this one is one of the figures that's going to be up for sale. Sky Gary, believe it
Sky
or not,
Gary, it's my dude.
this guy is made from a Combiner Wars hotspot. Believe it or not.
Holy
Mike, you
mackerel.
gotta get that.
I mean, y'all don't even know. I've got a relationship with Sky Gary now. He is like my favorite dude.
Here's even a pyro that's going to be put on display over there. Again, made from another. I've used so many hotspots that you won't believe it. I have so many parts of hotspots. It looks like I just hunted them down. There's also another thing. Speaking of Sky Gary, this one's being made. If you guys can tell what's happening here.
Oh, that's going to be a Grandis, I think.
Yeah, this is going to be.
Oh, they're coming to get you, man.
They're coming to get Kenneth.
Put them away,
Did you
Kenneth. Put
purchase
them
those
away.
hotspots?
They're coming.
No,
I
this
don't
is
know.
not-
The Sirens suggest he didn't purchase them.
But this one is actually made from a Titan's Return sound wave.
Okay. Fascinating.
As well
I think
as
from Hasbro's point of view now, it's going to be the big five are going to be Prime, Megatron, Bumblebee, Starscream, and Hotspot because of all the purchases, and they're going to read that as a huge encouraging. Let's make more Hotspots.
He skewed their numbers. He skewed their numbers. It's like a hot selling thing.
And also some other items. These are items that have been licensed because I do have a license with Funbee Studios.
Oh, yeah.
Instance, here is a fully made of Autobot Spike.
Yeah. Autobot X. Dad. That's great. Oh, I love that.
There's going to be a lot more customs up for sale as well. I don't want to spoil all of it because you're just going to have to come to the show.
Yeah.
So definitely, whatever customs you see on the table, you might very well be able to purchase right on from our booth.
Wait, so if you're working with Funbee Studios, does that mean that you're working on the Waspinator transformation chamber there that I saw them posting about on Twitter? Because I need that.
I could 3D print that.
Oh man.
I do have a license for his models to 3D print, so
Sure.
I could. I might look up on his Patreon again to grab that.
Man, my fugitive waspinator might need a place to hide out. That spider lady, she sent him the wrong way. God, Black Arachne is so mean in that episode. Goodness, yikes. Anyway, and poor Ryan King been sitting in the top corner the whole time, witnessing our shenanigans, sitting there unintroduced. Clearly, the king of the Ryan people. If you want to find the coolest, weirdest, most unique stuff, up to and including party favors and napkins, you got to check out my dude Ryan King. Thanks for hanging out with us on the. There it is.
Just whips them out.
Yeah, those ready to go, locked and loaded.
I had it prepared. Yeah, I mean,
signature item.
Yes, I was gonna.
I still have some for sale. Come to CybFest.
That's very cool. Well, friends, let's I guess let's do another round and just kind of we'll talk about some of the stuff that we're working on, some of the stuff that you'll have at your respective tables at CybFest. But Ben, I want to go back to you and start with you, and because like every one of these is somebody's first thing, whether it's a podcast or a live stream or social media posting or whatever. I would like to think that folks that are watching this video already kind of get a sense of what our Transformers band collecting community is like here in the Pacific Northwest. And really, CybFest Northwest is a celebration of that, a culmination of that. But Ben, if you wouldn't mind, kind of take us through like a little bit of like a brief history of where CybFest comes from, and from there, maybe we'll talk about what's new and exciting for this year's convention.
Okay. Well, CybFest Northwest is not the first Transformer fan convention in the Pacific Northwest. There was, before CybFest, CybCon, which was started by Greg Gobb. And you might recognize that the last name goes along with somebody in our panel here.
My last name on the thing, so it's not actually there. But yeah, that's my dad. Hi.
Oh, okay. Well, then Alex
now we know the secret's out. Thanks, Alex.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, nobody knows about that whole relationship. It's totally new.
So, so when Greg decided to retire, he asked myself and my business partner Jason to kind of continue the convention thing, but wanted us to do a different name. And he basically said, here's kind of the information I've gathered over the years. Let's see what you guys do with it. And so we've started planning this thing, and we're now in year 12. 13, 12.
Yeah, this is the 12th annual. So I think it's like year 13, but like the 12th annual. Or is it the other way around?
Yeah,
I don't remember.
I don't know. Somebody will fact check that. You would think that I would know that, but I don't know. It's such a blur anymore. But the one thing, I mean, you said it yourself that the dealers are the foundation of the show. Without the dealers, it is me and a few people just kind of talking in a large empty gym, which might sound like a good time to some, but I'll be there, so that may not be. So the dealers are the foundation, but we don't want to be just another toy show. And so much of the community has come together over the years and become familiar with each other and friends, and through the years over CybCon and CybFest. So because we just bonded over our love of Transformers, we're doing it all Transformer themed. And so we have activities that are Transformer themed, trivia contests, transforming contests. In the past, we've done video game contests. We have panels that are Transformer themed. And our special guests that we've been adding the last few years are from the Transformer media, whether it be comic book artists or voice actors that we have now. And last year we debuted a Lego display of pop culture stuff with some Transformer stuff, but we have a G.I. Joe display, a city with like all sorts of pop culture people in there. They'll be back. I'll have some of my stuff in there. Jeremy, I think you'll have some stuff on there too.
I got a couple things.
Yeah, Jeremy and I are in two fandoms together, so we see each other occasionally now through Lego. But there's going to be two special guests this year. This will be our first year with two special guests. And a lot of that is thanks to Swerve's Bar, another podcast. And they hooked us up with some contact information and really talked up CybFest. And so as a result, we got some people that were interested. And so we have Jason Konopisos, who was the voice of Shockwave in Transformers 1. And we have Frank Tadaro, who is Starscream in several different series, and recently did Starscream with the G1 reunion that was in movie theaters. So he got to hang with the original voice actors, which I can't imagine that being anything but an amazing experience. So they'll be there. They'll sign autographs. They're going to do a panel with Swerve's Bar as well as the Q&A. So that's just some of the fun stuff that will be had at CybFest.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, and the thing that's so exciting about CybFest, even in like the time that it's been on my radar, is that it just keeps getting bigger and better. It's like, just when you think you can't add any more to it, because we feel like we've been to the top of the mountain a couple times already, and yet we keep finding places to go. And it's a testament to you folks on the team, and just the yeah,
And the
absolutely, and this
fans.
wonderful fan.
I mean, yeah, I mean, honestly, as big as it's become, and it has grown pretty much most every year. One of the fundamental things that we try to hold on to is the community aspect. Because CybCon was started out in somebody's house initially, Greg's house, and then it kind of expanded until it was at a community center with some dealers, and people just kind of got to know each other. And so we don't want to lose that aspect of the convention from the Pacific Northwest is, friends, family, community, helping each other out, that kind of thing. That's been a big part of what I love about this local community of collectors and fans and stuff. So we want to keep that as a very important part of the CybFest experience.
Absolutely. I love it. I love it. A couple questions in the chat I wanted to address before we get too much further. Nick adds, have you all put in the no biting policy for guests of the show?
I still can't believe that happened. I was staff over there, and hearing that happen, I'm like, what what do you mean he bit somebody?
Don't bite people.
Hey, congrats to SummerCon for making national news.
Yeah, that's yeah.
I was in fact working the booth behind him at SummerCon, and because being the handler there, and I just see police officers going like, "What is happening? Did someone bite the guest?" It's like, no, it's the other way around.
So I will answer this question with a basically yes. Our first core value of the show is to provide a fun and safe environment for fans of all ages. So yes, that includes no biting. Don't do that.
Well, I mean, Jason and Frank may bite you for a certain fee.
No, they won't.
That will have to...
No encouraging them, Ben.
No?
No encouraging.
Okay.
Also, this topic is going nuts in the chat because Starry Cool asked, WTF, people bit people last year? No.
Not at CybFest.
Not at CybFest, no.
Is good and cool, and I mean, knock on wood, God forbid, I don't think there will be any biting.
Yeah, we're not ravenous at CybFest.
Yeah,
I wouldn't go that far, but I'm not planning on any biting.
We're not part of the primitives.
Well, I'm just wondering now what the distance in tables between Jason's table and Frank's table is going to be. I mean, I know, are they going to be on a panel together? Are they doing separate panels? Because it's not the organizers or the dealers. It's the guests you got to worry about. It's guest violence.
Yeah. We're going to put shot collars on them. So hopefully hear of any problems before they happen. So they don't know this yet, but a little surprise for them. Here at CybFest, we'll give you shot collars.
A scheduling concern Nick brings up in the chat is Kent Cornucopia Days CybFest weekend ? Yes.
Yes. It is happening the same.
So we actually talked about this a lot, and I think it's a net positive. Because there's going to be a ton of food vendors all around CybFest. There's going to be a bunch of awesome extra stuff going on, and we're thinking too that there's probably going to be a lot of extra foot traffic as well. Part of their parking guide is to not park at Kent Commons, which means we ideally should not have any problems with the parking situation. So I think I'm very excited that Kent Cornucopia Days is happening on CybFest weekend. I think it's going to be really cool.
Yeah, more the merrier. More people in in the I almost said town square. I'm like, it's not town square, but the area that the Kent Commons Community Center is in, right next to Kent Station and stuff. It's a neat little spot, And I think it's
Yeah.
perfect
Mhm.
for one, having CybFest there, but then also having spillover from Kent Cornucopia days as well. And for folks that may be watching this or listening to it that aren't familiar with the Seattle area, Kent's what, maybe 20 miles south of Seattle, something like that?
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, something
Yep.
like that.
Give or take. So still very, very Pacific Northwest flavored, certainly Western Washington flavored, but without being like in the heart of downtown Seattle. So that's a bonus for some coming to town to check out our convention. It's going to be a lot of fun. Whirl, I want to stick with you for a minute there because, like, you know, Ben did a terrific introduction to kind of like, you know, some of the cool things that we've done in the past and some of the stuff that we're going to do this year. I was wondering if we could expand on that and talked about, you know, because like, you know, we'll get to Alex in just a minute to talk about the exclusive, but you know, we've the T Public store is open. As I see, 3 of our organizers are modeling CybFest T-shirts from the past. I was working today, so mine is still sitting at at home as well. But yeah, I was wondering if we could just talk about some of the other cool stuff that's going on at CybFest. I'm sure it's the return of the children's play area and maybe even some coloring contests and things of that nature.
I actually have news as of like, hold on, let me get a timestamp real quick.
Breaking news! Breaking news!
As of 2 hours and 45 minutes ago, we have officially confirmed that the cast iron orcas will be returning. It had been a little off and on. I was very nervous that we would not have them back, but our favorite local high school robotics team will be making an appearance so that we can all see some real live robots in action, which I'm very excited about. The return of the kids area, of course, always, every year. We will be having the coloring contest again. Our art is being provided by the newlywed Mason Brown again. Congratulations to Mason. He got married this past week. But he has provided a Transformers animated rendition of both our guests and our exclusive. So
What?
I'm very excited. Yeah. I thought you might like that.
You're telling me about this now? I'm finding out now.
I thought you'd like it.
Yes, that is incredible. I'm very excited.
I think it'll be super cute. Shoot, what else should I be hitting?
We got the Transformer contest for adults and kids this year as well. That's coming back.
I can't talk about that one. That's all your alley. That's all. I'd feel bad talking about that.
Oh. So the cool thing, so I have to say, one of the fun things about handling the Transformer contest is shopping for Transformers on CybFest's dime. Let me tell you, it's a lot of fun and very tempting. But I was able to pick some great figures this year for both contests. In previous years with the kids contest, you know, we tended to kind of have the more kid flavored toys.
Mm-hmm.
And I went for broke this year, and I actually got Generations toys for the kids. And I don't think this is going to necessarily be a big secret. So let's drive up some excitement now. So for the kids contests, they're going to be competing on transforming Legacy United Armada Wheeljack and Generation Select Deep Cover.
Nice.
Wait, so you're telling people now so they can practice, Jamal?
Just
what are
the
you doing?
And that's just the kids.
Adults don't get to practice.
Oh,
The adults don't get to practice because the adults get to find out when that contest happens.
there you go. Well, because I was going to say, I have all the practice with that mold. That's what mold. Because they're all sideswipe. Except for the ones that were red alert.
Well, and I wanted to get like nicer figures this year for the kids. Well, not nicer, but I wanted to get figures for the kids that they're seeing their parents messing around with, right?
Yeah.
And because, like, I'm sure the kids look at the adult contest, they see what the adults are transforming and what they win, and kids are like, "Oh, I like that." So I kind of wanted to give them a little more of that flavor this year.
That's incredible, and that is a magnificent choice, because that is a fun mold to mess around with, and it's so intuitive and conducive to little kid hands, and it's and there's a couple tricks to it too, to where it's like if you don't panel it quite right, there's you'll have some tabbing issues at the end there, so that'll be
Yeah.
exciting for the
And
kids.
I figured, what kid doesn't like a sports car and a police car?
Exactly. That's incredible. So for folks that that are joining us for the first time and hear transforming contest, what is that? So like they actually like transform the figures. Is that what we're talking about here? Because like it's funny, I say it so casually to folks, and it's almost like, wait, hold up, you have a transforming contest? Wait a sec, tell me more, because I think that's something that's very unique to CybFest.
Yeah, so with the transforming contest, basically what you do is that we have kind of a bracket system, and we'll have adults sign up for their contest, kids sign up for theirs, and then we go through rounds in this bracket system. And basically, there's always two transformers involved in the contest, because by the time everything is said and done, we want to have like a first place prize and a second place prize. And so we'll start off the contest with the figure in alt mode or in robot mode, depending on how it's packaged. And we let the first round or two, we'll let people kind of like peek at the instructions for like maybe a minute.
Sure.
Because we also don't want people to break the toy trying to transform it in these contests. So we'll let them peek at the instructions for a minute or so, and then they'll have to transform it from whatever mode it started off in out of the package to its other mode. And then the next round, or the next people that are participating in the contest will transform it from whatever mode it was left in from that first round to its other mode. And so it's kind of a back and forth. And the reason why we only let people look at the instructions the first couple times is because, like, if I have enough adults going where like the first round has 8 two-person brackets, well, by the time you're further down the bracket, you've been watching a contest and you see what people are doing. At that point, you don't need to look at instructions because you've been watching this entire time. So we go through that whole bracket system and get down to a first place and second place person. And the first place person gets to choose which of the two transformers that they get to keep as the first place prize. And then the second place person gets the one that's remaining. And it works the same way for the kids contest too.
Nice. Very, very cool. I love it. I love it.
So, on that note, just as a thought, any interest in adding a Lego Transformer into the contest?
Like actually doing like a speed build for
a
the
transformation.
Lego Transformer?
Yeah, same thing. Just,
oh my gosh, that would be
just transforming it.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, that would be very entertaining to watch.
Oh, it would definitely be amusing to watch. Yeah, as people rip it apart.
Sure.
The one drawback to it is that the Bumblebee and Prime Lego sets are really pricey. To buy two of those and then give those away. I was
thinking one of mine.
One of yours. Oh, like you sponsor it.
Like I sponsor it, and I happen to have 4 of not this guy, but this size Starscream that are fairly simple to transform, although it's a little tricky, and could definitely be fun if you want to check it out.
Yeah, let's talk about that offline and see what we can do.
I love it. It's happening.
I would
are happening.
Something else, but that's the only one I have 4 of. Actually, I'll have 5 by the time the show comes around. It's just a little late to order parts with only a couple of weeks left.
Oh yeah,
to be able to get it in stock.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I would definitely offer up for use to transform, and then one as a prize.
Okay.
If you guys are interested. So
we like our games and our activities.
Wheeling and dealing.
It's all those things.
Somebody playing around and pulling apart Legos is trying to get it back together.
Yeah.
ideally without having to break it to rebuild it, but if it falls apart,
it's going to be a part of it is breaking it and rebuilding it.
Oh, exactly. There's just lots of fun to be had there, lots of amusement for people watching. So it's up to you guys.
Yeah, and as far as like other activities, we will have the trivia contest. We're doing kind of pub trivia style like we've done the last couple of years. So it's teams, and you're given the question, and there's a multiple answers. So like it would be name the G1 mini bots, and so you as a team are trying to come up with as many of those answers as you can, and then you get points based on the number of answers you get correct. So we're going to be doing that again. Jason and I run that because honestly, that's what kind of got us the gig for CybFest, is because Greg was a one-man army for CyberCon, and after a few years of watching him just working like a madman, I just said, hey, do you want me to do something? Do you want me to help you out? And he goes, why don't you do the trivia contest? And so I did his trivia contest, like just asked the questions and got the winners and stuff like that. And I said, hey, can I do that again next year? And he's like, absolutely. And then I said, can I do something a little bit different? And he said, sure. And then Jason and I started coming up with basically like a game show type of formula where we would do different things, like images slowly reveal and you have to, ring in as fast as you can, that kind of thing. And we did a lot of different variations of like how fast can you answer type questions. And then we started doing the pub trivia because when it comes down to trivia, there's a few people that know a lot, and they were winning every time. And so like, okay, if we do teams, more people get to be winners, and we can start kind of partnering people that don't know a lot about Transformers with people who know a lot. And then we get a lot more variety. And then I can throw in questions about rescue bots that hardcore fans may not know, but casual fans may. And so, so we're going to be doing that. And then we get, and with trivia and some of the other activities, we have show dollars, prize dollars that you can spend at CybFest. We used to do like a Toys R Us gift card, Target gift card, that kind of thing. But we thought, well, why do that? Why not have the prize money go to the dealers as well? And so they get something to buy, and dealers can turn in those show dollars for money from us, and it win-win.
Absolutely.
So
well, and one of the cool things about show dollars also is that it keeps it in the community. It's like a couple months ago, leading up to CybFest, it was like, well, you had a choice to either spend money on Facebook ads or put it back into the community in terms of show dollars. And I think that's doing contests and things like that. And I think that's one of the things that's cool about our community here.
Yeah. And one of the other things that is going to be happening this year is I'll be doing a panel, a behind the scenes of a Transformer video game with some never before seen concept art. And it will be a no pictures and video are allowed type of thing. And I won't say what game or what I will be showing, but I've got some cool stuff to show. And a lot of it's been shown online, but there'll be some other that has not. And so, that's my little tease. For I'd like to try to get more panels happening and stuff like that.
Well, and it could be. And I'm excited by that little.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Yeah. And this has been in the works for some time. So this is definitely a culmination. I think y'all are going to be really happy about it.
Oh, so you remember what I'm talking about?
Oh yes. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
This is what? This is like your third year trying to do this, right?
Oh, I think it's been more.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah.
the big issue was ends and stuff like that.
Yep.
But yeah, so it's going to be cool.
Well, speaking of NDAs and folks who are no longer under them, that doesn't make sense. That's as good a segue as Alex. Let's talk about. Well, first let's talk about Blue Forge. Then let's talk about Condor, and let's talk about like all of the cool stuff that you got going on at this year's CybFest. Take us there. Take us away. I'm excited to hear all about this.
Yeah. So in the category of cool stuff, if I do say so myself, I'm Alex. I'm the mastermind behind Blue Forge, as Mike gave me the title earlier. The one difference this year is that I'm not alone. Stephen Day, who a lot of the people here know personally, has been helping me out a lot with the exclusive production this year. In fact, the Condor design is actually Stephen's idea and his concept and everything, and I just turned it into a CAD model really and produced it with his help. But yeah, like Blue Forge is just the name that I use to post all of my Transformers artwork and 3D printing projects and whatnot. So yeah, I guess I'll just get right into the exclusive. This year is Condor is a cassette exclusive, and it is G1 sized, and it transforms into the first episode of G1 version of Laserbeak. It's got a sticker sheet that comes with it that you get to put on yourself, old school style. That gives it all those cool cassette details. It also comes with 4 little CybFest faction symbols for you to put on all of your other toys that are obviously CybFest toys and not Transformers.
Yeah.
And yeah, the cassette mode is like pretty complete. You can see some of the detail on the backside. It doesn't parts form except for just the little weapons. And I'll actually show you guys a couple of the cool like play patterns and accessories that this toy has. So I got to transform it so you can see the other mode. So give me 1 second here. Transformation is pretty straightforward. It's only like 6 or 7 joints. And the tolerances this year are actually pretty good. I'm quite happy with how this all came out. If you've got any of the exclusives from the last couple of years, you know that they can loosen quite quickly. And Condor, excuse me. He's
a Robo Turkey.
But he picks together pretty well.
Robo Turkey.
Yeah, Robo Turkey. Tin Turkey, I believe, is the actual species and genus.
Genus Turkeus is the
yeah.
There you go.
There he is in his Condor mode, and the light is really bright. It's got like a really nice kind of chrome bronze finish on the visor, which pops really, really well in person. He's got his thrusters back there from the cartoon and his little laser beak cannons on the side. He is not super posable. He's got some little feet under there, but you can tilt his head down so you can do the whole like looking over the ridge at you thing.
Yeah.
The cartoon. And then some cool accessories that he comes with. He's got a perch for any figure with a 5mm port he can perch on. Oh geez. So you can get him on Soundwave's arm there. And you can do this with any Soundwave that has a 5mm peg hand or any toy. Megatron, Optimus, the world's your oyster. And then this is actually like my personal favorite thing that we can do with this toy. He comes with an adapter peg set, actually, that lets you plug him into the top of G1 Laserbeak or Buzzsaw or whoever your favorite bird-shaped G1 cassette is. And turns him into a jetpack fast pack, which is just so entertaining to look at. It like fits so perfectly. It almost is like we planned it to be this good, but
oh man,
it just worked out. It's so good.
That is so rad, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Yeah.
I know it's not the vibe we go for with Transformers toys, but Condor is so cute. I
Oh,
love
yeah.
Condor.
Yeah, I definitely want one of Condor for myself.
yeah.
For sure.
And the good news is that you probably will be able to get one this year because we made 100 copies for sale. So no more 30 copies. Only the first 10 people in the door get one. We should have a large number, and I'd love to see them all sell. So get yours.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
price.
What's neat is go ahead.
No, go ahead, Ben.
Oh, I was going to say Stephen Day, who isn't here, is a long-term CybCon attendee as well.
Mm-hmm.
Him and I went to CybCon together in 2004, and then that's when we continued going. And Stephen and I have known each other since high school. We played in a band together, and he's actually the one that got me back into Transformers. So he's responsible for this.
Yeah. Stephen is a behind-the-scenes icon of the CybFest CybCon community.
Yeah, and he had his display of customs last year that he had been working on for like 40 years. So it was fun to see and give him an opportunity to show off some of his designs that he'd been. I mean, to see his skill level improve over the years was awesome.
Yeah, his display was really cool last year, and that's what got him and me talking about working together on Condor. He'll be at the Blue Forge booth with me this year. He's going to show off a few of his latest customs in our display, which is a great segue into what my booth is going to look like. It's mostly a display of the different toys that I've designed and 3D printed and painted over the years. I don't sell a whole lot of stuff, but this year I actually will be selling some little art stickers that I've made of the various toys that I've designed over the years. We got the Darcy, if you missed out last year. Ooh, she's sideways. And there's a bunch of different ones, all sorts of fun designs. So swing by and grab some stickers. I'll also have a very, very limited number of handmade figures for sale of my 3-headed dog cassette. And I think Steven has some copies of some of his customs that you can buy. So swing by the booth and check out what we've got. And just chat us up about making toys. If you make toys, we'd love to talk about making toys.
That's incredible. I'm excited for the metallic shimmery stickers. Like what you put up like the prismatic Darcy. I was like, I need one of those.
Oh yeah. The glitter Darcy is one of my favorites, and yeah, they all look good. My water bottle is covered in my own art stickers now.
Awesome.
Well, last year, Darcy became the inspiration for the shirt. Condor is the inspiration for this year's shirt. It will, for those who haven't seen it, it is a cool like audio cassette tape, and it says CybFest Northwest Mix Volume 1, I believe. And then on the back, it has a track listing of songs that are famous songs, puns with Transformer names placed in there. I'm very proud of those.
Oh yeah, and the track list is fantastic. You got to check it out if you haven't checked it out. There's some real good puns in there.
Now, the question is, should we share a few just for fun?
Oh yeah, do it.
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm looking at the T Public Store order, so I can read a few just for the fun of it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Here, Energon by Kremzik Society.
Anybody know what that's a reference to?
Actually, I don't.
Oh, there we go. My got pulled up.
Pure Energy by Information Society.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's a classic 87 synth pop tune.
Okay, here we go. Swoop, There It Is by Slag Team. Okay, one more for fun.
Please.
Welcome to the Jungle Planet by Six Guns and Roses.
Six Guns.
So this shirt is available at the CybFest Northwest T Public store, and all of the previous shirts are available as well. The Carbot Darcy it inspired one from last year, as well as the 10th anniversary one from 2 years ago. But I think
I'll pipe in here because this is my little project. But
please,
There's 2 listings because this is the first year we've done a shirt that has a front design and a back design. So there's another listing that is just the cassette tape. So you can, if you really, really want to, you can buy a shirt that's just the cassette tape.
Mhm.
But you should definitely buy
It'll
the
make
shirt
me
that has
sad.
the back side as well. It'll make Ben sad. But if you want to buy like a sticker, because this cassette tape makes a really cute sticker, if you want to get like a hat or a phone case, I turned on pretty much everything, with the exception of like wall art, I think. So, but there's the one to the right that is a little bit cheaper. Or I'm sorry, the left. I know my left from right for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the one that says cassette only
Oh,
is the one that
cassette
has all
only.
the extra options on it. So if you want to do something a little bit different, like a hoodie or a hat or a sticker, that first listing is the one that has that. So,
And
if
I
you
would
want to-
love to hear other people's pun ideas on songs, famous songs. I think that would be so much fun to just like open the floodgates and let people just throw out ideas.
Very cool. And for those of you hanging out in the live stream tonight, because it looks like there's there's only like about an hour left in the sale. Never mind, it's not even worth pointing out. But keep an eye out on TeePublic because stuff goes on sale pretty regularly. So I happened to take advantage of the sale, and I got a confirmation email that says that mine is in the mail. So maybe I will have it by this time next week, hopefully.
You're ahead of me because I forgot to order mine.
Ah.
I uploaded everything. I said I'm done, and then I forgot the last crucial step of ordering the shirt.
Yes.
So
But yeah, I mean, like the design is cool. Did anybody we know do the actual cassette design or like the font work or anything like that?
Yeah, that was me.
Awesome, very cool. I love it. It's perfect, and it goes so thematically well with the Condor exclusive. Rich was hanging out in the chat earlier, and I forgot to shout this out. Condor looks awesome! Exclamation point. So yeah, it's always good seeing Rich hanging out with us as well. That's terrific. So let's see. So we talked about stuff and things. Reno, let's talk about art a little bit. I was wondering if you could talk about kind of some of your art and kind of the landscape of being a fan artist in the Transformers fan space in 2025.
I feel like that's such a broad topic, but
It really is. It really is. And out of nowhere too, I just came off the top rope.
Okay, well, I guess I could start to talk about me first before the broader stuff. So, hi, I'm Reno, or go by Reno Barca, and I like to draw fan art, specifically with like watercolor, dip pen, and Posca marker. And as far as like what I'm bringing to CybFest, I don't know if you can see because my lighting, I swear, in my room, it's not as dark as it looks like on screen. But at least for me, I'm going to be bringing several types of things like various stickers and stuff. Like there's gonna be a small sampling of that kind of things. If I think you can't even see it because my thing is so dark. I swear. I swear I'm not in a dark cave. But
Decepticons there. Oh, nice.
yeah, some stickers and stuff, and some bookmarks as well in a way. Well, not in a way, but it's like literally.
Yeah.
I draw a lot of like G1 and Skybound, which is the series I get most of my like art inspo for, as that's the one that makes me like inspires to draw more. Even though I have opinions about how the story goes in Skybound, but it's the one I've been drawing them the most for, I admit. And let me pull out some examples of other prints and stuff in here.
Yeah, please.
And so, I thought I would have everything out, but I don't. Okay.
I didn't know I could do that Zoom feature. That's new.
Learn things every day. So, and here are some examples of like my art prints. Just imagine you can see it in like more clarity.
Oh, that's nice.
Well, that's gorgeous.
So this is like my, for example, an art print of all the the 4 main space Autobots and some of the lesser characters like the Ark, Headmaster's Fort Max. Headmaster's Fort Max, Victory, Galaxy Shuttle, and then IDW2 Lodestar, things like that. And then another style that I drawn with like Posca markers. So I got like this kind of art. This is like another Skybound reference, RIP.
Mhm.
And like so I guess like drawn like in a cutesy kind of style, I guess. And some non-paper things I'm gonna be bringing is for examples like pillows.
Oh my
I
god.
don't know if I'm gonna bring them stuffed or not because as I learned from BotCon, I learned a lot of things from going to BotCon. I don't shipping is something, and if you don't sell a lot of stuff, it sucks to ship stuff back. So
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna. I don't know. I have to think about if I want to like stuff some of these and bring it there, or if I'm just gonna bring like the pillowcases and stuff.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, like I have these are like all unstuffed because I had to unstuff them before I came back. But
Mhm.
so I have like various of these like little throw pillows with some art on it, and I have like 6 different designs. But I think my favorite's Bob. Not gonna lie.
I love it.
Yeah,
It's a
and
cuddly
I
Bob.
had
I love it.
yeah, because like there's not that much merch of him. I mean, like he's not like a main character, but
Right.
people know Buster, but not Bob. I like Bob more, to be
Yeah.
honest, because I
You
like
had
Bob.
a Dinobot print that you were holding up for a second.
What?
The Dinobot print. You,
Oh
that
yeah.
you held it just
This
for a
one?
second. I'm like, I wanted to see more.
Oh,
that's
sorry. It's
amazing.
like,
It's so cute.
It is
Oh.
adorable.
yeah. It's like a watercolor piece of the Dinobots eating dinosaur chicken nuggets, which is surprisingly a topic that hasn't really been drawn like you would think, but no other fan artists have drawn that. I don't believe so. So
I
so
need
yeah,
that
I
in my
think
life.
so I draw like a lot of like cutesy things as far as Transformers go. Like some people I do like really kawaii, soft chibi stuff. Some
Yeah,
people draw
yeah.
really super actiony, detailed G1 based stuff. And I think for me, I think it's more like children's book illustration looking type things.
Mhm.
So guess that's where I am on the spectrum of Transformers fan artists go. And the other stuff I'm gonna bring are acrylic charms, but those are like in the mail right now, so I don't have them to show. But hopefully they'll be here in time. So yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I've you know, for being in the participating in the larger fandom for the last several years, I've grown an appreciation for fan art that's fun. Like, you know, it's just like the more fun and whimsical, the better. And so like I've really gravitated towards your stuff, and it's
Thank you.
you're welcome. I mean, it's incredible. It's just it's again, it's fun. You know, it's you know, for a franchise that deals with ancient war robots, it's nice to see a lighter touch on our favorite robots in disguise.
I mean, I would say on the arts and results may vary as far as like how well that's received, but I like when people also like because I like the cutesy little things. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, and it's also interesting, and you know, and I kind of like, you know, dipped my toe into discourse a little bit, but like it is interesting what audiences like and what they gravitate
Hmm.
towards, and what they'll, you know, what they'll pick up. I've seen a lot of terrific fun art leave CybFest in happy fans' hands. We're definitely a fun art fan friendly convention, and maybe I'll just leave it there. But but no, that's not nice. But no, it's it is an interesting space here. I would say maybe post Skybound. It feels like the
Yeah.
some of the trajectory of fan art is kind of changing. Is that am I out of my mind in thinking that, Reno?
I would say a lot of people are trying to because like before Skybound, people really like I don't want to drop artist names because it seems kind of mean, but a lot of people were kind of
Yeah.
aiming for that really technical, detailed, very clean line art type of things, very serious looking art. And after Skybound came out, of course, there's people going for that serious look, but it's more like the organic, not very strict on having to look like these very hard mechanical beings. A lot more playing with the energies of like how the piece feels like. I know a lot of people try to like kind of do like their knockoff version of the two Skybound art styles, but for me, it's like I like seeing a lot more people like experimenting as far as like not being so strict with how Transformers are supposed to look or being so stuck on like the rules of everything, but just trying new things out.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I know a lot of us here on this call are art collectors, and I don't know, like, what do we feel like our art collecting habits have changed in the last couple years? Because I feel like mine have. Like I again, like I said, I'm more emphasizing fun stuff. I like. I was just cleaning up my office over the weekend, and I found like a stack of prints that I've been accumulating. I'm like, oh, look at this! This is so fun. And it's just anyway, it's just a weird bit for me. I've just been leaning into picking up a more fun art
Mine's
lately.
changed, but in an incredibly niche way, and that I changed all my regular office lights out for black lights, and so I've been looking for art that like will light up under black light, because most art that lights up under black light is a very specific kind of vibe that I'm not really going for. And I'm going for like early 2000s arcade. So I've got a bunch
Honestly,
of
that's
like
kind of sick. Not gonna lie.
I know, I'm saying, right? But it's hard to find
go
stuff
for
like that.
Chuck E. Cheese type of laser tag.
Exactly. Yeah, I've got like a big there's a display on my wall that's like, actually I might be able to show it here. Hold on.
Oh, Kenneth's gonna eat that dog.
No, don't eat the dog.
Gonna happen.
But I've got the arcade carpet hanging on the wall over there next to the lava lamps, and then I've got all the like art, like little gallery over there of like stuff that like lights up under
Well,
black
you
light.
got the LED lights going on too.
Oh, for sure. There's a big icy banner that you can't really see because I can't pull my camera far enough.
Yeah.
But you guys get it. You know what I'm going for here.
Just gonna say, Lego under blacklight gets pretty crazy.
Oh yeah?
So,
Good
oh
to
yeah.
know.
Especially because not all parts, even if they're the same color, because they're from different batches, will react differently.
Oh.
So you can have something that looks one color normally. You hit it with a black light, and suddenly it's a bunch of different colors and stuff.
Okay, so at CybFest, I will be discussing this with you as though like you're a wine connoisseur.
I will make sure I have a little blacklight flashlight. I'll have to find it and bring it with me so I can show you.
Holy mackerel!
It's pretty cool.
See, this is why we do these shows, to have these kinds of conversations. And again, have conversations like this at CybFest. Come check us out on Saturday, July 12th at the Kent Commons Community Center. Again, more information is available at CybFestNW.com and on all of the social medias. But again, it's like, that's, I mean, not to slap any of us on the back too hard, but I feel like this right here, this conversation is the vibe and feel that you get when you come to CybFest. It's just fans talking about fan stuff. I love it.
100%.
I love it. Good stuff. Jamal, I want to chat with you for a sec because, like, Reno was talking about art stuff, and I know as part of the overall configuration of the dealer room, we've got a bit of an artist alley, and I figure from there that would be a great opportunity to kind of talk a little bit about how the dealer room is set up this year and how we're going to maximize everybody's fun experience there.
Yeah. So originally, Jason was setting up the dealer room before they brought me on board, and because of all the volunteering I was doing and helping setting up the room and everything, when Ben and Jason made the offer to bring me on board, they asked me to be the dealer room coordinator. And so I kind of got to be able to start doing that. And I've always treated the dealer room as kind of a Tetris puzzle and just trying to figure out where to put all the pieces so that we maximize the room. And I have not had the experience or pleasure, shall we say, of being able to go to a BotCon. So I was not familiar with how a lot of the bigger shows would set up their dealer rooms. And after COVID, I kind of struggled a little bit because we still had to have certain distances in the aisles, and dealers can only be so close together and everything. And then when the rest of the organizers were like, oh, well, this is how they do it at BotCon, and they kind of showed me an example, and I was like, why didn't we think of that? And so I kind of started leaning into that example. And then we also talked about having an artist alley because, like, when it comes to CybFest, when it comes to Transformer shows, we're all about the toys, right? I mean, that's kind of where it all started from. And that's still the case today. We're all about the toys. But there's kind of like a growing presence of it being about the artwork as well. You know, especially with the comic books still being sold and done, and just a lot of the fan art that gets done. So what we want to do is we always want to make sure to have kind of an artist alley so that people will be able to see everything that the artists have to offer. And it's not something, and we try and place it in a way where it encourages traffic to go around those tables so that the artists get just as much visibility as the toy dealers. Because with a lot of people being there for the toys, you don't have to try that hard for visibility with toy dealers. But with artists, because it's not always everybody's first inclination, we like to be able to set it up to where people really have to kind of walk around with the artists and be able to see what they have to offer. It was pretty interesting going from half gym to a full gym when we decided to do that. And this is Ben, Liz, would you say second year at the full gym?
This is 3 or 4.
Third year at the full gym.
This
Okay.
is the third, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, third year at the full gym.
Yep.
So, you know, I've kind of had some trial and errors with the setup, but I think I really kind of have my hands around like the best idea for how to set up the room to maximize it. And one thing I did this year, and it kind of works out nice that Ryan King is on the call with us, because one of the feedbacks that he had talked to me about was I think one of the years, I want to say like row A in the room in the right side of the gym. I had a lot of dealers that unfortunately kind of had their backs to the room because of how I was doing the rows and the flow of traffic. And so I made a particular effort this year to have dealers or even people that are just showing off customs, or in this case, the Lego display. I made a lot of effort to have people on the walls so that anybody who was in those rows where their back was to the room, they weren't looking at a wall. They actually had dealers on the other side of the aisle from them so that they didn't feel like they were on the outskirts of the room. So it's kind of like I have booths along the wall all around the gym, but then I've also got the rows of dealers. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how it works out. I always like to try and maximize the gym and squeeze as much space out of it as I can and get as many dealers in there. I kind of figure with the dealer room setup, I'm either the person that people love or the person that people hate.
Yeah.
Because it's how the room turns out. But I'm pretty happy that I've had the opportunity to be able to work on that. I really do have fun putting that together from year to year and just kind of figuring out where to place people and how to get the room to look. One of the things that I've done in the last year or two is I've really tried to champion for us having like some really large dealers there. Kix has been a dealer for CybFest for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a friend of the show and kind of almost a partner with us. And so we always have him kind of front and center. But I think last year was the first year that we had Toy Roundup at the show.
Yeah.
And they had a very big space. And we're having them back again this year. And we have another dealer that's going to be taking up a pretty large space as well. So, I mean, it's like I like having the small dealers as far as the deluxe tables and the Voyager booths and stuff like that. But I also feel like it's nice to have at least a couple of big dealers in the room too, just to kind of give that variety. So yeah, I think people will be really happy with the room this year. Nobody's staring at a wall from their booths.
That's awesome. Well, you guys are getting some mad love in the chat. Starry Quill, if you, I feel you guys organize a lot better than TFCon LA does it. They like squishing everyone together. You guys also have places to sit, which is really nice.
That's the community.
Yeah, that was something I was a very big proponent of because I mean, with all the stuff that people buy from the dealers and everything, you want to have a place to sit down and check out your goods. And
And just hang
particularly
out and chat with people.
yeah, and particularly with the way Kent Commons is set up, it's like we don't want people to be crowding up in the hallways trying to look at their stuff. We want them to be able to sit down, look, and enjoy what they've bought, be able to visit with other people, be able to kind of compare what they've bought as well, and just compare the different cool things that people picked up. So I always make a point of trying to have plenty of dealer tables. And this year, I've really tried to scatter them all around the room instead of a concentrated area.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny. We're talking very openly, and that's one of the things we really pride ourselves on is transparency,
Yeah.
and getting feedback from our artists and dealers and fans. Because again, it's like like Ben has already said, it's like that's the community. That's why we're here. So we're not. Our goal isn't to be monolithic. It's to
Yeah.
have flexibility and create a space that that is suitable for all. And sometimes it we've had some growing pains and getting used to the entirety of the full gym. It's like it's
Yeah.
that's not something you're going to nail every time without tweaks. And
Yeah.
again, as a fan, it's cool to see those things, solidify more and more with each progressive show. So
Yeah. And this year, Kent Commons finished the renovation of their facility. So now we're going to have that hallway back that goes from the front door back to the gym. So it's not going to be one of those things where we have to do something creative with the line for the early bird registration for attendees. We can have it in the same place that it was before to make it easier. So there'll be a lot more room to move around for people this year because they'll have full access to the facility this year, unlike last year when they were still in the middle of doing the renovations. So that's going to be really exciting. And something else that we're doing this year as well is, one of the feedbacks that we got from people was not having enough time to be able to set up.
Yeah.
And so this year, the organizers are going to be able to get the gym at 6 a.m. So it's going to be a very early day for us. Now, before anybody gets too excited, though, what we're doing is that we're getting in at 6 a.m. because as organizers, we want to have a little bit of time to get ourselves set up so that we're ready to be available for the dealers when they come in to set up. And we're going to have staggered entry times. And the idea behind this is we want to be able to give bigger dealers that obviously have more stuff that takes more time to set up. We want to be able to give them that more time to set up so they're not scrambling when we open the doors at 10 o'clock for the early registered attendees. And then obviously we'll kind of work down the scale of the booths. Because obviously if you're a smaller booth, you're not going to have as much stuff. And I'll use Kix as an example. CY not only has a booth, but he's actually bringing in, and I think he's going to be bringing in possibly the same booth that he was using at SummerCon. So
wow.
I think so. So that's a lot of setup compared to somebody who has a 2-table Voyager booth that just needs to set up their table and put a bookcase behind them. So we're trying to be really cognizant about that and give people the time they need according to the size of their booth and the amount of product that they will likely have. And it's also going to help us keep from bottlenecking the loading dock door too when it comes to dealers coming in. So we're going to get that schedule posted and put out for people. The only thing I can say about the schedule is don't get too excited and show up at 6 o'clock because if you have a small booth, you're going to be waiting at least a good 2 hours before you can even come in and start setting up because we're going to prioritize and work our way down. And, and that's kind of our effort to be able to help with that this year. And we recognize that we may not be able to please everybody with that system. There may be some people are like, oh, so if I pay for a bigger booth, I get to get in earlier. But, the idea is, again, just being logical about if you got a bigger booth, you got more stuff. You need more time to set up compared to a smaller booth that has less stuff. So we're really hoping that that's going to help with either load in this year, make it a lot easier. and a lot less of a bottleneck at the dealer door when people come set up. So I'm looking forward to that and being able to kind of help people through that process so that the dealer experience for setting up will be really good and not be stressful.
Yeah, that's the idea, because it's supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if-
You should not be stressing pulling your hair out at the beginning of CybFest. That's not a good thing.
Exactly. So I missed this chat from Rich earlier, but largest lapdog ever, or is King of the Ryans really a mini con?
Yeah, he kind of looked like Clifford a bit on camera. Not that big, but yeah, he came in, wanted to see what all the fuss is about. He's usually not really encouraged to come into the transformer room here, so
Sure.
he was looking around trying to figure out what all this stuff is.
Gotcha. Well, Ryan, while I got you, we were kind of talking a lot, kind of like inside baseball a bit about the care and consideration that the organization team puts into like the configuration of the dealer room, and trying to make as good a experience for everybody as possible. Ryan, you've been a dealer at CybFest for forever, so I would think that amongst most of us here on the call, you'd probably be best equipped to kind of talk about the growth and development of CybFest and your experience being a part of it as you've seen it, kind of grow from from a dealer perspective. I was wondering if you could talk about that, and then maybe from there, let's talk about some of the stuff that you're going to have this year. It's like you still got any more Beast Wars Second stuff, or is that stuff all gone?
Well, Rhino, I think we talked last year about a Beast War 2 puzzle that I had, and I think you were like really into that, I think.
Oh yeah, Beast Wars 2, yeah.
Yes. And then I brought it. I was all excited. I was looking all around for you, and then it's like, oh, she's not there. So I got it again this year. So no worries there.
Yeah, the puzzle and the Metroplex hands, yeah. I needed all that from last year.
Yeah. And shout out to you with your Metroplex shirt. So recognizing game there.
Yeah.
So so Mike, actually, so I've actually been a dealer at BotCons way back in the early 2000s. I was a dealer there with actually Rich, who's watching the live stream right now, and he and I have been dealers off and on with TF Cons a little bit. So we do have some like bigger show thoughts of how things are run, and CybFest obviously isn't as big as a TFCon or a BotCon, but I will say there's a lot of neat things, and you've all been talking about it here, that make it cool because it has that local community feel. You do have big dealers like Kix is coming this year, where that's like the large import toy thing. And then you have other dealers, other local artists that maybe not go to other shows. And then like a guy like me, this is my local show where I bring all of my bigger stuff either to display or sell to then figure out how we want to maybe sell at other conventions as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I like the fact that CybFest has the sitting area. I like the fact that CybFest has a really eclectic mix of dealers, dealers and artists and stuff that you don't necessarily see nationally either. And it's a very small, intimate thing. So it's not big enough you get lost. It's not crowded enough that you can't see everyone's booth. It's really, I'll say, kind of what you'd want in a good fan-run organization.
Yeah, absolutely. So what kind of stuff you bringing? What you got? Because I know Ryan always got has like the coolest exotic stuff. It's like do you still have any of those Japanese SCF guys? I may have bought most of them off of you already. I don't remember.
No, I think all those are gone
Ah,
now. But yeah, so what I like to do with CybFest is, so I'm a big G1 collector. I've been going to conventions. My first BotCon was 1998. And this year, I think my big signature thing that I'm doing this year is that I'm bringing all of my BotCon exclusives. So it may not be everyone's cup of
wow.
tea, but if you've ever wanted to see BotCon exclusives from 1994 all the way up to 2016, all in one place, all in one table, I'm bringing my entire collection of sealed, boxed, bagged everything.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm a major fan of
Holy
vodka.
moly.
Now,
Right.
Ryan, is that going to be for show or for sale?
For sale. For
Oh,
sale.
wow.
Two
Okay.
things
Yeah.
can be true.
In fact, he's
It's-
already sold me on his clench. The I can't remember what year that one is. The clench and pyro set. That
Yep. Yep.
he's got me sold
Wow.
on that. I could not let that go.
I actually have a my sales thread on TFW 2005. If you look up "not on the boards," that's my name. If anyone says, "Are you on the boards?" I say, "No, I'm not on the boards." So I have a sales thread there, and to make it fair for people that are actually coming to the show just to see the collection and buy stuff from the collection, I'm taking not necessarily pre-orders, but holds to be sold at the convention so that I'll have the display there. I can have a great group shop of all my stuff in the
Yeah.
booths. And then for people that are traveling just for that, they know there's the stuff I have that they want is there for them to have. So, and I have a little bit of like can I do this little thing here? Little display, like really old, like Beast War people that know Antagony from 2000, no, from 1998, and
Holy moly.
the G2 Breakdown, the Shattered Glass box set. I don't know. I can't see what I'm looking at in the picture here. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, there it is.
There. Yeah, there. So that's just a sample. Everything's. Oh, sorry. That might be making a lot of noise with my computer.
It's fine. You're fine.
Everything's I've been pricing out, boxing up, so I had to unbox some things to just have on display here. So that's the big thing, the BotCon stuff. So if you ever wanted to see, and I don't know because I can't say officially, but this is probably one of the biggest ever BotCon exclusive displays ever, since I have them all from. I don't have all of them, but I have starting from 94 through 2016. So that's good.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty incredible. That's
Yep.
going to be fun just to have the opportunity to see that. It's like, so not only are you a dealer, but you're also a curator as well. That's very, very cool.
Right. And a lot of these things are so old, people haven't, seen them or seen them in person. So, if you're curious on what some of this stuff looks like or what molds they use for certain characters for the exclusives, yeah, come check it out. So that's the big thing. The other thing that I do is I have a lot of old G1 merch stuff. I'm a big fan of G1 merch stuff. You saw the napkins and stuff that I have. I have a lot of other random things like a Canadian lunchbox. So
Oh, nice.
Canadian.
the Canadians get different lunchboxes than we do in the U.S. So, and I think, oh yeah, even a surprise in there, like a little Canadian clip-on thing, zipper clip.
Wow.
So things, just little eclectic things like that, where
Yeah.
for the Transformer fan that you think they have everything, you go, oh, well, you might need some party napkins. You might need some, I don't know, other books on tape. You need some
Yeah.
Transformer books, things like that. So it's very eclectic table. And I think the other thing I've been trying to do, but I haven't done so much of, is I have a little cross stitch pattern thing going on
That.
where these are a little bit timely to create, but
Yeah, I was going
so
to
rather
say.
than selling them, I sell the patterns so that people can make them on their own, and I don't have to spend the 2 days time to make one of those things.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
So for those that are curious about that, I'll have that as well. So a lot of eclectic stuff, and I think that's another thing that's neat about CybFest is a lot of the dealers just have a lot of eclectic stuff that kind of come out of the woodwork that you don't necessarily expect.
Yeah.
And
Very,
Ryan's always on the search for getting me some Bumblebee stuff. So we'll see
Oh
what he
man,
can come up with.
This might be a no-go year for you, Ben. I had some plans. It didn't work out, so I'm scrambling. But yes, always a fun thing to search around the world for a Bumblebee thing that Ben doesn't have. So I'll figure it out. I'll figure something out.
Yeah, didn't you have a line on like some like German Bumblebee thing you were telling me about one time? I don't know. Maybe I
Yeah.
misremember that.
My sister and nephews, they live in Germany, and there was a
Oh,
department store that was closing, and they had this big giant cube thing, and it was I forget what it was, Ben. It wasn't.
right.
It was like Cybertron or
It was
something like
Cyberverse.
that. Cyberverse, like big display with a Cyberverse Bumblebee. It was like a 2 foot by, 2 foot cube, I think, just about that size.
Yeah, it was big.
And so they said, we got it because the department store was closing. So here, so I had to like break it down, pack it over. I'm like, what am I going to do with this? And I'm like, Ben, I got this. Figured it out. So
Yeah.
Yep. Always trying to figure those things out. It's kind of fun to figure out what to do with Ben and his Bumblebee fetish there.
But
and the hilarious thing about Ben's Bumblebee fetish is that before 2007, he probably couldn't get much of anything. And then the movie hit, and now Ben's wallet probably is dust.
oh my gosh.
Yeah, I started collecting Bumblebee stuff in 2006.
Right.
So
Well,
then
that was just
it
only
went
1
off
year
the
time
rails.
before he just hit the
I know.
bank.
Man,
Hasbro's laughing at Ben right now.
I hate to call it out, but you got so red so fast. You,
Well, he kept calling it a fetish, so
yeah, no, I think that's understandable.
And we kept sticking to that also. It's like, come on.
I just assumed that you're calling in from the hotel room because your house is just overflowed, and this is
that's
where you
right.
wanted to sleep.
I had to move out.
Yep.
Bumblebee
There
is
you go.
taking
Yeah.
over.
Colleen said, "There's no more room for you, honey. Get out."
We're gonna see
Yeah.
him. We're gonna see him on the
And so
She
my
said
wife
there's no
chose
room
the
for you to
collection
get
of
out, but
Bumblebee
keep the
over
Bumblebee
me.
stuff in the house.
Yeah.
Gosh.
We're gonna
Wife
see
was
him
like,
on
the Transformers can stay, you have to go. So,
Exactly.
He's gonna be on the next episode of My Extreme Hoarding Addiction, except for bumblebees. You know.
Well, Ben, while we're talking about your collection, so it's like if I remember correctly, like they chatted with you for like TF Source, but is there like are you like in it like any kind of like record books or anything like that? Is your collection like documented somewhere other than on local TV? I don't remember.
well, I mean, like you said, TF Source did a article, and I applied to the Guinness Book of World Records because they do have records for characters collections, but when it took them a while to get back to me, but they said no, we're just going to stick with just the most Transformers, and they said, well, do you have what you think is the most Transformers? I'm like, nah, I don't have nearly as much as other people, but with Bumblebee stuff, I would be shocked if there's somebody with more, just because of somebody joked around about me treating the TF Wiki as a checklist, and I actually do, and I have stuff that TF Wiki doesn't have, like a Bumblebee toy from Saudi Arabia fast food store restaurant.
Wow.
And I've never seen it, and it's completely different mold from everything else. It was from Earthspark, I think. So, yeah, so it's just all this weird stuff. But yeah, I mean, it would be cool to have it like put somewhere for people to see it in more detail. But nothing in the plans yet. So,
Gotcha. Well, I want to call attention to the chat because you just never know who's out there watching. Um, Leader One has a movie script he'd like to pitch JK. That from Randall Eng of Eng Smoove of Dr. Smoove fame. Thanks for hanging out with us and suggesting your Leader One movie script. We'll have to.
Get back to us when it's Rock Lords.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, as a kid, I didn't have Starscream, and I had to use Leader One as Starscream, my fill-in, because you fold down the cockpit in the back, you turn around, and it kind of looks like the chest of Starscream. And that was my childhood, so there you go.
Nice.
It's become a therapy session for Ryan.
Yeah.
I've said that story many times laying on the couch.
How did that make you feel?
See, we must be getting like a post dinner time bump or something because now Jimmy's hanging out. What's up, guys and gals? Great to see you all. See all of you here. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Jimmy, I assume your presence in the comments section means that you will be attending CybFest Northwest this year. Of course.
Yes, I was bubbles. That's awesome. So we well, I was gonna ask Kenneth about something, but like he's got dog stuff. So we'll
I
just
can see that Covenant of Primus on his back wall. Y'all see that?
I know it's just sitting there. In fact, I'm gonna bring just sitting there, literally just sitting there. It's like, come on, man.
Oh gosh, mine's hiding in its original package box.
Yeah. So one of the things I wanted to talk about that's new for CybFest this year, Ben, you had talked about it earlier when we were talking about our special guests that we're welcoming, Jason and Frank, respectively. But we talked about they come to us as partnership with our friends at Swerve's Bar Podcast, and they've they've been part of CybFest for the last 3 years now, like the post-COVID time, I believe, and they've their presence has been growing at CybFest as well. It's like first coming up and just doing a panel, doing some cosplay, but yeah, now they're like really having a larger presence and helping the show out in a big bad way. So I was wondering if if we could kind of talk. They're not here, but can we talk about how awesome those folks are and tell me a little bit about this incredible partnership?
Yeah, we love people at Swerve's Bar. They are wonderful. So one of the things they're doing this year is they're doing their podcast is like a live role playing game, Transformer role playing game. So they're actually going to do a panel where it is the role playing game. They're going to perform it live, and Jason and Frank are joining in on that. So you're going to be able to see them doing characters and stuff like that live, which will be amazing. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Like a lot of the things that happen with CybFest, they approached us and said, "Hey, what do you think about this?" And we're gung ho about anything that looks like it'll be fun for people. And I remember seeing in the chat somebody was, I think it was Nick, was asking about a custom Class. That's something we've talked about. But those custom classes at TFCon and BotCon and stuff like that are kind of like an all-day thing. So it kind of takes away from the whole convention itself. But if we ever got to do a 2-day, which is our hope, a 2 or 3 day show, that is definitely on the table. But we would have to find out, especially like with painting and stuff like that, what we are allowed and not allowed to do at Kent Commons if we're still at that venue. But yeah, and I think they also mentioned partnership with the downtown partnership of Kent, and yeah, we've talked to them in the past, and So keep those suggestions coming. We always like new ideas.
I'll just take a second real quick to shout out the Kent Downtown Partnership because they have been very, very good to us. We do go to the Meeker Street Nerd Party every year, and they give us a booth there. They're very supportive. It's very cool to see. And then I'll take a second too to also plug Render Form because that was mentioned in the comment as well.
Oh, yeah.
We actually
Yeah.
had we love Azim. Azim is a beautiful, fantastic person. We actually had a Render Form exclusive a few years ago. I'm using we generously because I don't think I was an organizer at that time when we had that
No,
exclusive.
we've done a couple with them.
Yeah.
So
I've got a handful of more than a handful of Render Form accessories back there on my shelf. And one of them is the what was it called? Was it like the forest?
Oh,
The sword specifically is what I'm thinking of.
I have that also. It's the gun and the sword.
Yeah,
And
it's
yeah,
beautiful.
I forget what it was called, but I think actually you and I together bought the last two.
I think we did, yeah.
If I remember correctly.
They're so cool. They look so beautiful. I actually have them on my nightshade right now. And they are just a perfect pair. They look
Yeah.
fantastic with them. So I'm very excited about that.
Yeah. Very, very cool. Speaking of the chat, let's get a Jimmy update. Not a problem. I was thinking about it, but probably not this year. Dash, I've moved. And apparently, Jimmy has moved to Shoreline and mentions, so all my stock has been boxed up and ready to be let go, but I need to perform an inventory.
I want to know if Jimmy still has a G1 Minosaur in his kitchenware drawer.
That's right.
Jimmy, you
I
just
wanted
gotta
to
do a blind
explain that
box.
one.
Don't even unbox the stuff. Just bring it with a price tag on it. It'll be a surprise for everybody.
Oh, there you go.
I remember when Jimmy was living down in Fairwood, and I went over to his house a couple of times, and I remember he was getting something. He opened a drawer, and I was like, "Dude, is that a G1 Minosaur sitting in there?" And he was like, "Oh yeah." It didn't faze him.
Well, he did put it there, so
yeah.
Yeah,
it would be weirder
like
if you like opened the drawer and like, "There's a G1 Minosaur," and he's like, "Oh my god, how did that get there?"
And it's like ever since then, every year I'm like, if you want someplace for your G1 Minosaur, I got a spot in my shelf at home.
I love it.
He's like, "No, only if you have a drawer in your kitchen."
Exactly.
So Jimmy confirms it is now boxed up in Tupperware. And
well, that's very appropriate.
Ironically,
man,
still keeping
he put it saran wrap around it first.
Or G1 Minosaur.
Oh man. And Randall sharing in the love for Azim Wonderform rocks ! I agree. And Frank Dodaro is awesome! 3 exclamation points. I agree. And in fact, we were talking about that that 40th anniversary G1 More Than Meets the Eye Part 1 thing. The thing that Frank gets all of the street cred because he shows up in a gray blazer, very Starscream theme, but he's got a Decepticon enamel pin lapels, but he had them upside down for toy accuracy, which I thought was pretty cool.
Didn't even notice that. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's so cool. And it's almost distracting at first because like when you see him reading the script, it's just like, oh, cool. Because like he had a couple other pins as well. But like when you see it in close up, he's got like the two Starscream Decepticon symbols on the lapels of his blazer. And I'm like, looking at that, I'm like, those are upside down. Just the cool little details. Frank's a cool dude. I'm gonna be excited to see him at CybFest and Jason as well. I haven't had the pleasure of meeting Jason before, but his online presence is very welcoming and inviting. Like he'll just chat people up on Twitter and stuff. He's very, very cool.
I will call back to something Ben said early on, which was I think Swerve's Bar hyped them up about CybFest.
Yeah.
So I need y'all be on your best behavior. I need y'all live up to that, please.
Well,
She's
you
actually
know,
talking to me. Yeah, Liz wants me to be on my best behavior.
Yes.
I have a sealed siege Starscream for Frank to sign. I promise I won't bite him if he doesn't sign it.
Perfect. Perfect.
You know, I was talking with Frank and his wife down at TFCon LA this year about CybFest, try to pump it up as well. And one of the things that's really cool about Frank is he was a fan before he got into the business. Like he knew that's what he wanted to do.
That's what I heard.
But I remember attending BotCons with him where he was just a fan, just like me, standing in line for, autographs and getting stuff. And one of the neat things that I think CybFest is much better at than those national shows is that Frank loves talking with fans. And it's not just a come to my booth, let me sign your thing. Hey, where are you from? How's it going? He'll he'll love to chat with people for as long as he can about Transformers stuff. And that's where these smaller conventions really get a lot more intimate. And it's like right up Frank's alley. So I'm really excited that he's going to just be right in his wheelhouse, just
Yeah.
entertained by the crowds, entertaining the crowds. So Liz, I don't think you have anything to worry about. He's going to have a blast up here.
And Jason's already kind of talking to David Sobolov about us. He hasn't even come to CybFest, and he's already like, "Yeah, I shared your information with David." So I'm like, "Okay, that's great."
Nice.
Share with anybody else you know. It'd be awesome.
Yeah. Absolutely. Starry Quill had a great comment in the chat. I love it when the voice actors are nerds like us. And that's perfect. And Randall co-signs Frank is a nerd in the best way. Oh, that was awesome. Also got a Jimmy update for us. He's gonna peace out. Need to join the chat more in the future. Yes, friend, definitely. Which maybe that just means that we need to do more of these more often. Also, again, from Randall, Frank is the real deal, no ego, great guy. I can confirm that as well. Good stuff. And again, it goes without saying, because we've already said it countless times, but again, this is what you get at CybFest. Is just it's very homey. It's a great community, and it's it's all a bunch of us. It's a lot of us. So, I've kind of forgotten and neglected where my order was. Kenneth, have we talked about Rekars in a while? Like, have you talked about some of the cool stuff that you're bringing, and talked about what's new and exciting with you? It feels like it's more of a visual show, because you've been showing toys this whole time, showing doggos and all this other stuff. Like, I don't know if almost 2 hours into a live stream, I don't know if we've really heard from you a lot. So please, the floor is yours if you have anything you want to talk about.
So a lot of the cool things that I've been working on is some of the right now. If some of the viewers were paying attention to, if you guys can guess what's happening here, what kind of character is being made right here?
Is that it's almost a Knight Rider guy, maybe, but maybe not.
Non-Combiner Wars drag strip.
Oh, wait a sec. Yeah, I see it now. I see the yeah, okay. So
are you making a Crasher? Is it a Crasher?
No, I am not making a Crasher. I am making this one. He's going to be red. As you guys kind of saw me, I was shaving down the extra light bar stuff that was on there, and then I got a yellow sports car. If there's a red buggy character, yellow sports car, red sports car, I'm sure you guys can guess who I'm trying to make there. Road Caesar. There we go. Someone got it instantly. Yeah. Road Caesar. So there's this 3D printed kit that's online that I'm going to be 3D printing, and it takes these 3 figures, deluxe scale, and makes them into a combining figure. And so
wow,
that's one of the ones that I'm going to have displayed at our show over there. Is hopefully if hopefully I can get this done soon enough. I am going crazy. My printer is screaming for help because he's been printing on overtime. So I'm 3D printing that. Of course, you guys saw the grandest that's being 3D printed. Also, some of the things, one of the items that I always love to put out there, especially since Hasbro just not somewhat recently came out with the extra other side of the 2-pack. Some childhood trauma, if you guys must will.
Oh, hang on.
I look like I hurt myself. Yeah, no, that happens.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. No. It'd be amazing if I don't hurt myself. In the middle of these tests. That would be amazing if I don't do it.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, no, there's going to be a lot of custom stuff there. Basically, about I want to say 70% of what the stuff is going to be on my table is going to be custom figures that I've made or customized in some way. And some of them have sold even before I've even put them on the show floor. Like every time when someone I've shown is like, "Can I buy that?" I'm like, "Sure, I guess." And it's like, "Well, now I have to go out and find another one to customize again." Like I can't tell you how many of these hotspot pieces that I have just lying around now. Just how many of these I've made from like Sky Gary, Nexus Primes, Pyros. Like these things are everywhere. How many of these pieces I've made from like Cyber and
Love it.
Shadow Striker? They're everywhere. I got so many. If anyone is by chance missing parts of their hotspot or for some reason missing this part from Sideburn, get in contact with me. I got a whole bunch of these. I want them gone.
Well, if folks wanted to get a hold of you, how would they do that? You got email, you got socials. How do we find
one of the stores that I'm unofficially with that is one of my business partners out there is Infinite Iterations on Facebook. He's kind of my unofficial storefront in a way that we partnered up together. We live somewhat near each other, and so Infinite Iterations and Rekar's Junk Emporium are kind of like in a partnership with each other on that part there.
That's awesome. Very, very cool. Jeremy, it's been a few since we called on you. You've been kind of quiet over there. Do you have any other project stuff you want to talk about while we're here hanging out? You gave us a couple previews, but yeah, I was just wondering.
The one big thing, and I kind of already gave it away with posting about CybFest on Reddit the other day. Yeah. I started reading the comics, and I'd never done it before, and I just absolutely fell in love with the comics because the new series is pretty awesome. So I decided to see if I could pull it off.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I can do this. No. That's not. No. Maybe, how do I do this? I want to share something, but I don't know.
There should be at like the bottom there should be a share screen icon.
Yeah, I just didn't have it.
Yeah, and I'm not sure exactly how it looks on your side, but I know it's there somewhere because we
there's like a mute button, a video button, and then a square with an arrow going up. Share screen.
That's the share screen button. Yeah.
It doesn't seem to.
Or you press H, apparently.
Oh.
So says the thought.
There we go.
Here we go.
See this? So, if you haven't read the new comic series, the Energon universe stuff, then this will be a little lost on you. But I got it to work. I'm very excited because I'll have this version of Prime.
Oh, that's cool.
Megatron's arm. And I've actually going to be able to do 3 different scenes with him from the comics. Obviously, this, more or less, I've got him there with looking at the arm and, ready to go, start causing mayhem. But I'm also going to have him, well, I don't want to spoil it, but it's another scene just prior to this that is pretty hardcore, to say the least. And and it's a lot of fun. And I'm like, I could do that. I have those characters. I have those parts coming in. So yeah. So I just think this was the greatest thing when I heard about it. It's what got me to read the comics, which, like I said, so far fantastic. I'm not too far in.
Yeah.
But I also just built and designed this little guy here. And when I say little, it's because, I've been going at this real micro minifig sized scale. And I think if I don't have one handy, but shoot. So a minifig stands about knee high on this figure. Last year I had a couple of other combiners, which I'll have again, that were of the same scale. So I'm like, who haven't I done yet? So Abominus came to mind. And of course, this is not just a big robot. This is, 5 little guys that all
holy moly. Look at that.
transform. Yeah. And I actually think they look better in their alt modes than their robot modes, which is usually the case. That's what I designed too. Really, really love little Blot over here. He just looks kind of those little like ski feet, but yeah, I really like how they came out, so I figured might as well show them off at CybFest. These guys came out pretty cool. Beyond that, like I said before, I'm just kind of focusing on the more of like a scene type setup, not taking anything away from my normal design stuff where everything does transform without taking it apart. That's still true for all of the stuff in all of the scenes. I'm not just building a big robot so it looks cool for the scene. So, but I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's doing some stuff for BritCon and for the Lego group. It's got me into building more of these scenes and more elaborate stuff. So I kind of started incorporating the two. Trying to think if there's anything else worth showing. Yeah, let's see if we can show this off. It's pretty fun. I try to find something that's referenced in the shows in somewhere in the comics. So we've got the Constructicons battling Omega Supreme. Scale's a little off from what it is in the show, but still looks pretty cool. I think came out pretty good.
That is very cool. That is a nice ass Devastator there. I love him.
Yeah, I've always been a big fan. I think my dad worked construction, so they had a place in my heart, and I've always loved Devastator. But so that's what I've been working on, and it's a matter of I've got a few more ideas, like I said, and parts coming in, and it's the rush to what I can get built in the next 2.5 weeks. So
nice.
Yeah, about 2.5 weeks, right?
Holy mackerel! Really?
Yes, I guess so.
3? Where are we? Yeah, 1. Yeah, no, 2 weeks from Friday. So, yep.
Wow.
Don't have a whole lot of time. Hopefully, all the parts come in so I can do the stuff that I want to do. And thank you, Rick, for that comment. Really appreciate it. I get started doing this as well. These people all know because they've talked to me about it for the past several years.
Yeah.
Just as fun thing for me, and suddenly realized that other people liked them, and I'm like, well, I guess I'll sell them. I guess I'll put them out there. It basically just finances me buying more parts to build more stuff to sell, to buy more parts to build more stuff to sell. And it's a really crazy, vicious circle, but it gives my Lego budget, So I sell off all this stuff, and then I can buy all new parts to build a whole new batch of stuff to sell it all off. Lots of fun. And as always, if anybody has any ideas for anything they want to see that, or love Metroplex or love a specific character, shoot me a message. Let me know. Because one, there's stuff that sometimes gets brought with me that sits in the box because I just ran out of putting stuff out, or didn't feel like putting it all back together because they're Legos and they don't travel the greatest. But yeah, I'm always up for a new challenge too, and it's always fun to see what I can build new and how small I can make it and still be recognizable and intricate. Yeah, be fun. So
That's awesome.
IDW Fort Max. Okay.
Yeah, Starry Quill, IDW Fort Max, he doesn't get a lot of fandom love. Yeah, he's kind of an orphan from a ended continuity, isn't he? Like, he's kind of like like a uniquely singular version of that character. So much trauma.
Oh, bye, Jeremy.
I would have to transform him, but you're talking. Well, if we can get a good angle on it here, but
oh yeah, very cool. I love it.
Even
oh, he's got a little Cerebros to go with them. That's
yeah. So too late, done.
Fortress.
That was easy. Just go pick them up off the shelf.
You should do the beast next.
The what?
The Beast. The Beast. Everyone knows that Comic Sans comic book. The Beast.
No, I don't know that. I'm gonna have to look that up. But
Jeremy, do you remember how we? I think how you and I met, and how I got you to come to CybFest.
I don't actually.
I have this habit of, if I'm on Etsy and I see someone doing Transformers stuff and they're located in Washington, I'll send them a message and be like, "Hey, we have this show, and I think you'd be interested in it." And Jeremy, I believe, got one of those messages.
It does sound familiar, yes.
Yeah,
right.
And then
That's smart.
yeah, a month later, Ben saw him come through the dealer registration. It was like, oh my god, I know him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then Ben coming into C-Lug, and my life has not been the same since. Legos everywhere. It was just a little hobby at first.
Well, that's how it always starts.
Speaking of, isn't it you, World, that has a thing for Windblade?
Yeah, you got me the little Windblade and RC on your first year. You were like, "Hey, thank you for inviting me. Here's these guys."
I don't know if you saw this when I showed off the fight between Metroplex and Triptychon, but we have a new tiny little
she's a
Windblade
little
that is just the most adorable little thing, especially transformed.
Mine are on my shelf over there because I collect very, very few Transformers. I'm very picky.
Yeah.
But I have a lot of Windblades and a lot of RCs. And Jeremy found that out and was like, "Boy, have I got the Lego Transformers for you." And then the next year he was like, "Boy, have I got the little swords to go with your Lego Transformers for you." And I was like, "Yeah."
I didn't make weapons for this one, but
that's so cute. Oh my god. I need to buy one of those from you.
This is the only one I have, and it's yours. So.
Yay! Thank you.
I was like, I need something else for this with Metroplex. I know Metroplex has a friend in one version of the comics.
Baby Windblade.
Yeah.
So, yep. So I thought of you, and I'm like, yep, this is the perfect accessory until it goes away.
Thank you. Yay, yippee.
Not a problem. Just gonna keep that over there and not lose it for 2 weeks. But yeah, and since I mentioned it before, I might as well show this.
Please.
So this is a little bag, not of drugs, but of transparent black plates, all the same color, all one thing. However, I don't know how well this is going to work.
Oh, okay.
If we shine a black light on it,
guys, a little crime scene flashlight. Oh, look at that!
Some of them,
they're like blue.
Let me take them out of the bag. This is,
that reminds me, whenever someone, weird segue when you mentioned drugs, but
speaking of drugs,
whenever someone makes me
probably would be cheaper, but
yeah. Some of them turn blue, and some
that's
of them
wild.
Yeah, it's like
So
Energon.
different batches of Lego
Oh, interesting.
turn different colors, and it gets really interesting. Like there's, I forget who it was. Somebody at BrickCon last year actually built to that, so that when the build was hit with a black light, it completely changed and everything matched. And
That's
it's
so
really
cool.
cool. Got to be crazy time consuming trying to find, oh, these all turn this color, and it's usually pretty, like they're either one color or the other. But like a lot of white pieces turn like a purplish pink, like a lavender color. Oh, my tiny little Grimlock test version here, so he's off color. But
sure.
Do this. I don't
Oh,
know if you
neat.
can see it.
Yeah,
Gray,
okay.
like some of the gray parts turn purple suddenly.
Oh, that's wicked.
And then we've got this is really cool because all that dark red, some of it glows.
Yeah.
That's wild.
It's really hard to. You can see some of it there.
Yeah,
I'm learning so many
Not
fun
just
facts.
because the light's on it.
I wonder if some of that would work with a Skywarp, because to make it look like he's at mid warpage.
Ooh, I don't know. I'm gonna have to try when I get the parts in and see what the colors. The black obviously doesn't really change color, but
Right.
like
Or-
the purple does. The purple will sometimes go like a bright pink and glow.
Because if you're gonna do purple, maybe a Galvatron and a Cyclonus to make it look like right at the moment when they were getting formed up to each other.
Yeah. Now we're talking. Give me some reformatted dudes. Now that would be cool.
Oh, you mean when Bombshell turned into Cyclonus? Is that what
I
you're
mean
saying?
Skywarp. You know?
Blasphemy.
Oh,
We're gonna
Skywarp turns into Cyclonus.
this is where we split the group into two, you know.
He kind of splits a little, glows a little bit.
Yeah.
The cannon does, but anyway, I don't know how well you're actually seeing this through the camera and stuff.
No, it's
Much more
so hard.
impressive in person, but
Yeah. Yeah.
figured right out the lights there.
Yeah, it's coming through enough. That is a really cool effect. And like Ryan was saying earlier, it's like a Energon effect.
Yeah.
That's
I
pretty
mean,
neat.
if you could build to it, and it's obviously you're somewhat limited, but definitely, if you're planning on displaying it all under a black light, then that could be a very interesting challenge to get all those parts in the right colors so they have a nice glow. It probably wouldn't look, who knows what it would look like normally, but
yeah,
once it hits the black light, that'd be really cool. God, more things for me to try.
My interest has peaked.
Sitting here with my black light in the dark in the middle of the night, like, okay, what color? Yeah.
Like you're trying to solve a crime scene. You're investigating a crime scene or something like that. Careful with that black light.
Seriously. But yeah, so definitely fun stuff that you can do with Lego in more ways than just sit it on the shelf. You make it glow. Yay.
Yeah.
Yay.
I love it. And, so some, a couple different things that I wanted to bring up, kind of unrelated to, unrelated to like what we've got at our tables and what's coming up at CybFest. I was wondering, as we get closer to closing out, maybe we could do kind of like a state of the fandom. Like, there's been some news recently that, there's not going to be a sequel to Transformers 1. Maybe we'll finally have seen the end of Hype Guy. I don't know. Oh, God, shots across the bow for no apparent reason. Anyway, but no, it's like, so you've got, it's a lot of Rose and the Thorn kind of things going on. Like, Skybound and the entire Energon universe is humming along. I just saw in Bleeding Cool today that apparently there are rumors that Robert Kirkman has sold a Energon universe show to Amazon that will likely be announced during San Diego Comic-Con. So, like we were talking about earlier, that continuity seems to have really kind of gained in popularity and kind of reinvigorated the I want to say the fan base, but that's not entirely true and accurate either. But Yeah, no, I thought we would just kind of like go around the block and just kind of talk about how we're feeling about how Transformers is today in 2025. Like we don't necessarily have like a mainline show. Earthspark is over, and then whatever else is coming, like Cyber World or whatever, like that hasn't started yet or whatever. So we're like in this weird in between time. But again, we've got comics, we've got toys. So yeah, I guess in no particular order, anybody want to go first and talk about how is your Transformers fandom here in summer 2025 as we go through as we get ready for CybFest? Oh, I got a hand from World.
Liz raised her hand first.
All right, listen. So I've been very out of the loop for a little while, but I think I saw the same bleeding cool thing that Mike saw this morning, where it's supposedly like a Transformers G.I. Joe thing. And I, for one, think Hasbro is cowards for continuously doing G.I. Joe crossovers instead of My Little Pony. I want live action Transformers My Little Pony crossover.
I'll take it.
Bring it to
I have
theater.
to object to that because that was my idea first, and they stole it from me. And so, yeah. I don't know, have I ever shared that with you guys?
Out. The military is boring. Bring in the ponies. That's all I have to say.
No, as I will not be getting any money from it, I can't endorse it. A year before they ever came out with it, I had posted something about it on Reddit, and I have pictures and proof, and it's all there. Although I had ponies that transformed and combined. So
don't tell Monica about that. Goodness.
Just shows that they're even more cowards for not doing My Little Pony.
Exactly.
Bring in a pony combiner.
Yeah, seriously, I think they
Mike, this was your wrap up topic to have because
maybe I don't know.
Oh well, then can we have My Little Pony headmasters where the pony heads come off and?
Oh my god!
No, it's the riders that turn into the heads of the robot after the pony.
Oh,
there it is. I love it.
Now that's
the heads ride the
I
ponies.
think we're onto something here.
I think so.
I did see something too. Hasbro has Mask now, and I don't know if anybody is. Well, yeah, most of everybody in here is old enough to remember Mask.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And they're just starting to put out some new toys, and that's one that I would love to see a crossover with Transformers. That goes back to another crazy idea I had of combining all kinds of IPs from Hasbro.
There's some company makes some kind of like shattered glass versions of Mask now, so that just shows that they're starting to cross over with concepts from Transformers.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, those new Mask toys are being made by loyal subjects, and actually John Warden's working with them on those toys.
Yep.
Yeah, they're not being made by Hasbro; they're being made by loyal subjects.
Oh yeah.
But they are incredibly accurate and faithful to the original toys because they've shown some comparison pictures of the original Kenner toy and then the Loyal Subjects toy.
The greatest Transformers crossover was during James Roberts. I don't remember if it was during More Than Meets the Eye or Lost Light. But it's very, very clear that he was told, "Hey, you need to do a crossover with all these brands," and he said, "I hate that, and I hate you." And I think that like the title of the comic was like "Nothing Will Ever Be the Same Ever Again" or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was like these like side characters that only show up like every like couple dozen issues, like went to Earth. Yeah, exactly. They showed up and they like scared a G.I. Joe into passing out, and then we're like, "Oh, he's dead," and they buried him alive. And he survived by using his branded G.I. Joe pen to breathe. It was there was like a whole thing where they needed like 3 or more like unique individuals to activate a ritual called the crossover so that they could achieve ultimate brand awareness. It was great. It was a fantastic comic. It was very much like the tone of it was very much like, they made me do this. I don't want to be here, but if they were going to make me do this, then we're going to bury a G.I. Joe alive.
I love that.
I can speak to the future of the fandom. My son has grown up on Transformers, and So, and he's been coming to CybFest since he was 3 years old. So
Oh yeah.
he's super excited, and so dealers will be seeing him probably
Hello.
at their table.
I will be walking around. I will be in various places.
And he'll have money in hand.
Yes.
Um,
I will be
Statler.
getting things.
We love
And I actually
Statler.
have my
Money
own
in hand.
idea for a cool Transformers crossover, and I don't understand why they haven't done it yet.
What's that?
We need a Transformers D&D crossover. We need Tiamat as a Transformer. We need a 5-headed dragon Transformer, for crying out loud.
We would. That would be good. I'd like that.
Well, we got partway there with Scourge. We got a 3-headed dragon transformer.
Yeah, we came close. We came close.
Came close.
You didn't see the dice that came out when the movie did? The transforming dice?
Oh, yeah.
the twice-sided.
I actually have one of those. I have the green dragon.
I honestly think the dice things are almost like borderline Bakugan crossovers, to be quite honest.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't really a Transformers crossover, but they did transform, and they are really cool and a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. I only have the green dragon, but the other ones look really cool.
Reno, what's your ultimate Transformers crossover?
I don't know, because honestly, I really like the My Little Pony and
Let's go!
I love the comics of
honestly,
that.
in my opinion,
the camp
that would
of
be kind of
both
awesome.
and the colors of both, I think that's the best way. And honestly, as far as like general audience goes, there's more awareness of My Little Pony, I feel, than like Transformers. Like Transformers exists, but as far as like Hasbro, you want to make money type thing, I feel like they should go back to My Little Pony and focus on that too.
There was a potential BotCon exclusive that
I remember that one.
It was going to be Battle
Sparkle?
Unicorn in Twilight Sparkle colors.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be rad.
They showed the concept drawings for it, but I think Hasbro said no, or maybe
they're like allergic
the
to
BotCon
money.
people
so,
said
I mean,
no. But
there was an exclusive My Little Pony Transformer comic cover that came out for some BotCon a while ago.
I can guarantee Hasbro is not allergic to money because they just raised prices on leader class figures recently.
I mean, allergic to good ideas. Sorry, wrong one.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
Okay, yeah. That's possible.
I just talked to my partner, just escaping out there, and she's all for like My Little Pony Transformers, My Little Pony, give me the ponies. So that's a 3 on the charts right there in our grouping.
I was gonna say, if y'all hadn't read the IDW comics, they are incredible. Both miniseries are a lot of fun. Way more fun than they have any right to be, I think.
I mean, honestly, my favorite crossover comic was the Back to the Future one, and Gigawatt is one of my favorite characters, but like nobody read that ever. So,
right? Yeah, absolutely. And also he's a sideswipe, so he's part of the army.
Same old, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to like mansplain that to somebody once. It's like, why do you keep saying he's a sideswipe? He's he's a crossover. I'm like, well,
yeah, this mold is like, it's literally just sideswipe, and I have like a G2 sideswipe, same thing, same.
It's like it's the Seekers of the Autobot team. It's like it's like the Seekers.
Yeah, it's like the basic guy.
Yeah.
Mike, I wish you were in your office to show off your shelf.
Oh yeah. And I haven't taken a group shot since I've got Wheeljack. So I need to take a couple more shots because it's and I've added the oversized KOs to the group also. As it's a Siege Sideswipe and Siege Red Alert, and they're like, I don't know, they're huge. They're like almost like masterpiece size figures, which really doesn't lend itself very well to that mold because like there's a certain level of detail that doesn't translate to a larger scale. That they look even more basic as oversized KOs, but man, they're fun.
Maybe that's your next commission journal. It's just a book of side swipes where everyone you commission, you're like, I need you to draw this specific Transformer mold.
Have you seen the video where the guys like, because speaking of Wheeljack, right? You know, the Wheeljack and sideswipe thing. You know, like, have you guys seen the video of this guy? He's like talking about the Wheeljack mold and the confusion, and then he's going all back and forth, like sideswipe, Wheeljack, sideswipe, blah blah blah. You know, the whole shit. He goes like, "Oh, finally a good looking side. Finally a normal sideswipe." What do you mean his name is Downshift? I don't know where that video is. I've been looking forever for it, and I cannot find it.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. I love it. I love it. Well, friends, you know, I should have mentioned this, at least 2 hours and 19 minutes ago. But you know, one of the things that I missed out on just jumping into the live stream here, as we're getting ready for CybFest Northwest on July 12th at the Kent Commons Community Center. Be there and be square. It's going to be a lot of fun. But registration is closing soon. Like, you know, if you wanted to pre-register, you probably should have by now.
You have till Saturday, June 28th. If you register on July 28th, you will have missed it by a long shot.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, you know, and if somebody finds this in like the distant future, and it's like, I thought about pre-registering. I don't know. Maybe I'll just show up at the door. What are some of the benefits of pre-registering as opposed to walking up to the door?
You missed the first hour of the show. Early. Yeah. You missed the first hour of the show. You have to wait till 11 to get in, whereas pre-registrants get in at 10.
Yeah.
Much better opportunity to get the exclusive.
Yep.
Yeah.
Get that condor. You know, I neglected to ask Alex this before he jumped off the call, but I wanted to ask him about some of the cool stuff that Greg is bringing for his table. Like, it looks like he's doing like all kinds of new cozies and tumblers and mugs and the helmets.
Doing a bunch of helmets too.
Like, holy mackerel.
Those helmets are crazy. I'm excited to see what his table looks like this year. I'm expecting to see a whole lot more on-the-spot Transformers cosplay at CybFest Northwest as a result of Greg's table.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't help myself, but I kind of have to make one final plug on the dealer room, though. We actually have one commander class booth and one leader class booth still remaining. So if there's somebody who has some Transformers they want to sell, they want to have a good size spot for being able to display their wares and be able to sell them, we got those two booths available still to finish off filling out the room. So,
or if you just want an exclusive place to sit, you can do that too. You can just
your own
back there,
attending table.
Put up a sign that says you'll sign autographs and charge whatever you want.
Yeah. Your own attending table.
Be your own hype man. Wow.
That reminds me. Like when I was at SummerCon, right? I was me and a friend of mine were advertising CybFest. Like, right? He's like, "Hey, you're a fan of Transformers? You should go to CybFest, right?" And we were talking to this one person. It's like, "Yeah," and then just like there's gonna be a few cool customs that are gonna be put onto the table. It's like, "Yeah, like Rick Carr's Junk Emporium." Like, I'm so excited to see his booth. And I'm just like,
Actually, I should tell you, your dealer spotlight goes live on Friday, so keep an eye out for that.
Yep.
Reno, yours is tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Surprise.
I love it. I love it. Terrific. Well, friends, this has been a lot of fun. It's always great, catching up and trying to spread the good word and talking about our stuffs and our things. Yeah, exactly. So before we close out and part ways for now, I'd like to give you all one more opportunity to shout out your stuff and let folks know where we can find you if you happen to have a online or social presence. Let's start with the guy who has none of those things. Ryan King. If folks wanted to come hang out with you, how would they do so? Come to CybFest.
Come to CybFest. Well, yeah. So I am actually not on the boards, all one word, on TFW 2005. That's basically my only social media presence. I do have a few Facebook groups. One that I help moderate for Transformer artifacts, memorabilia artifacts.
Yeah.
So I'm posting a lot of my weird G1 shoes and radios and all sorts of stuff there. So that's me. Other than that, I'm just a local guy hanging out in the Seattle area. You'll see me at CybFest. Come say hi. Love talking with people, and I'm looking forward to CybFest. Oh, and Reno, I found the puzzle. There you go. Look at that, right there for you.
Oh yay! Okay.
Nice.
Nice.
So,
Cool. Okay. Yeah, I definitely want that.
yeah. See, well, if you show up this year,
I will. I swear. I'm coming a few days early, so if my plane gets canceled or delayed, I'll be able to make it this time.
there you
Last
go.
time I was flying the day before, which is not that wasn't smart. So
Right.
Yeah. So excited to meet you, but I'm excited to see everybody here for the show. So
Yeah, yeah. So actually, kind of, to break the cycle, I was just, it's like I'm in typical Mike Seibert fashion, try to land the plane and then pull back up. What? So obviously, we're dealers and organizing team and all that other stuff, but like we're fans first and foremost. What are we looking for at CybFest? Is there anything in particular that we're on the hunt for, or anything in particular that gaps in your collection, things like that? I'm looking for some deals, which means I don't know what I'm actually looking for. I think maybe price will determine what I got. Maybe if somebody's got some more side swipes that I may already have, I might buy some. I don't know. But yeah, like what's anybody looking for anything in particular at CybFest? No, got it. Good.
someone say box
anything
exclusives.
Metroplex related, to be honest, for me, that's always
Yeah.
gonna be it. I have my own little Metroplex corner you can't see over here, but it's all over here. So anything that I don't have, or if it's something unique that's not like the G1 toy like a billion times, I'll
Yeah.
definitely be looking for that. So
Nice.
Well,
Nice.
I'm actually looking for two novelty Bumblebee things that are. I just haven't bought them on eBay, but it's the Squeezelings. There's a new evergreen version of the Bumblebee, and then there's a little Bumblebee minifigure that comes with a small comic that I think is showing up at different dollar stores or something like that. So those things I'm hoping to find there, but they're other than that, just anything else weird. But I think that Dinobot print
Yeah.
will be mine. Must get that.
Yeah.
oh yeah, I have a friend who's looking for like a Magic Square Cliff Jumper that's not like super scalped price. So I'd also be looking for that.
Ooh.
Because every time she tries to find this Magic Square Cliff Jumper, it's always like over $100 or something like that. So trying to look for that.
Ah.
I guess with me, the one thing that I'm looking for, my collection's gone crazy. I was hoping to maybe find a fans project version of Road Caesar. I don't think I'm ever going to get that, guys. So that's why I'm going to go the route. I'm like, hey, if I can't buy it, I can make my own. So I'm going to go that way. But I guess the one that I can't, like, I'm still actively want it because Mr. King over there has already gotten a large portion of the figures that I've been looking for, so that's great from him. Is the MMC Striker, the Russian mama of the
Oh yeah,
that's one that I hope I had a chance to get it, but then a friend of mine bought it from Mahalo Mike right under me. I'm like, you. The words I could say are not going to be conducive from Primus over there. Primus is going to be very unhappy of the words I would say. But if anyone by chance has an MMC Striker that's going up in market, someone might be buying it.
Gotcha. So unrelated. Related, very related. You mentioned him earlier. Mahalo Mike's coming back, right? Like he's like
yes,
Mike's
he's a dealer this year.
He is a dealer. He is coming back. I personally helped out with getting his booth, and the blind bags are back. The blind bags are back, people. And this time there's different setups for it. There's the green bags, which are $10. There's the red bags, which are $30, and then there's the black bags, which are $50,
Whoa.
that house items that are really really big and bang for your buck. You will from the ones that we have packed in there, you will get your money's worth out of each of those bags. It'll either be a item that is worth $30 at the very least, or $10 or whatever price range,
Yeah.
or you get items that are vast, like BotCon figures are in there. BotCon figures are in those blind bags. So by all means, people, get them in there. There's some really rare figures on there that I would have bought it on there, but I was like, no, I gotta keep these. The people got to get excited for this. The people.
Yeah.
As well as he's also going to put a few figures up for the lottery system there. There's what I like to call Patriot Prime that's on there, and the Ark, and another one that I won't say yet, but that's for the people to come over to CybFest to find out.
I didn't know you had all this information. I'd have asked a couple hours ago. That's amazing. I'm just excited to see Mike up and about and doing better. So yeah, that's
His
awesome.
motor functions have definitely improved over time. He's able to point now, so he can point at you.
That's so great. That is so great.
I know Statler has a couple things on his wish list.
Sure.
Well, weep, Grana, weep, Ninny Bong again.
What are on your list?
Some of the stuff is the Legacy Cybertron Starscream. And some of the Power Core Combiner stuff. There were some really cool looking molds from those, particularly that, I think, what was his name? Undertow, I think his name was.
Mm-hmm.
He looked
Power
real.
Core Combiners, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You don't hear people talking about those things.
Yeah, there were some underrated designs, in my opinion.
Oh, look. That's
the Legacy Starscream?
Yep.
Nice.
He's right there.
It's a great figure. I didn't want to have Starscream, but Shatter Glass. There you go.
Anytime we can get Kenneth to just start sprinting is
I love it. It's like a show within a show. I love it. It's my favorite thing about doing these things. I'll be honest with you. It's so fun. Oh my gosh.
I also hope to get my hands on the Galaxy Upgrade Prime from Siege.
Oh sure, yeah. Yeah, super mode.
Yeah,
I've got some niche things I'm looking for. As previously mentioned. Oh, good evening.
Why is there a cat floating next to you?
This is nut.
He don't look happy at all.
She's having a terrible time.
Somebody take me away.
Which Mike have to do that?
Please, with this Mortal Carrero.
Oh my gosh.
You call animal
Hi,
control?
Nut. Hi, baby. I'm looking, as previously mentioned, for things that will light up under blacklight. So if I come to your booth with a blacklight, don't get offended. And then some
Oh boy.
weirder niche things that I don't know. Maybe I'll find them, maybe I won't. Some of the recent Transformers fashion stuff that has come out, I have no idea how to say the brand name, but it's Results or something like that. But they've come out with some really nice Transformers polos and stuff like that. So I'm keeping an eye out for that. And then there were some Transformers official dice sets that were made with the Autobot and Decepticon logos. And I'd like to get my hands on those, not from Amazon. Because I've got my little dice collection here for characters I'm actively playing, but I've also got big old but I've also got big old bags of dice and stuff too. So I'd love to get my hands on some Transformers dice. My wife has brought me a churu to feed the cat.
Oh.
So this is for me. So I'm supposed to eat the churu. I'm not going to though.
I wouldn't.
Yeah. So dice, shirts, maybe hats, whatever. And then, as usual, any art that I see that I get excited about, I'll just buy.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. How about you, Jeremy? Anything you're looking for?
Nothing in particular that I can think of. I just like to walk around, see what I can find, and what's a good deal, and what I see and go, oh God, I gotta have that. So, which is why I don't walk around a whole lot because I get that way about a lot of stuff. But yeah, no, there's nothing I can think of, but that doesn't mean there's not a million things that I don't want. Just I can't think of them. Yeah, I know that's kind of a boring answer. Sorry.
It's all good.
Are you feeding the cat the churro? No. What are you feeding the cat?
It's churro. It's yogurt for cats.
Oh, I thought you were just mispronouncing churro.
No, churro. Churro.
Oh, I love it. Just like deep fried in cinnamon and all that.
Now I want churros. Why would you say that?
Cats can't eat churros.
Yeah, but I can eat churros.
This is true.
Cat looks like a guinea pig going to town.
She's incredible. They said at the vet that stop, hold on. They said she was food motivated, and we said, well, yeah, she's a cat, but we didn't realize exactly how food motivated she was.
Adorable. How about you, Jamal? Anything in particular you looking for?
I don't really have anything in particular that I'm looking for. I'm just more excited just to be able to go to CybFest. For a lot of people that are friends with me on Facebook, they probably saw my whole cancer scare from earlier this year, from back in April. And luckily, all my biopsies are coming back negative. So it would seem it's more of a cancer scare than anything else. But I think after going through all of that, what I really want is just to be able to hang out with people and talk Transformers. Just to be able to enjoy the community. So I'm just looking forward to helping all the dealers have a good time and have a successful time at CybFest. I'm looking forward to being able to see people I haven't seen in a bit. I know when we were at the Nerd Fair, Peggy and Lee McCracken were there, and Peggy and I were talking, and she was just so happy to see me standing there and still looking healthy that she was practically kind of crying a little bit. So I know there's some other people out there in the community that I haven't seen in a while that probably heard about that. So yeah, not really looking for anything in particular, but just more looking forward to hanging out with everybody and being able to say hi and talk shop and talk Transformers. But if I find something I can't resist, I might get it.
Cool. I love it. And I forget, Reno, did you already go? Stuff you're looking for? I know you're always on the hunt for Metro.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you did ask me, but I just thought of some other things.
Metroplex.
So I like giraffes. So I mean, I don't think there's anything going to be new for light long, but anything regarding long rack. And actually, I just remembered I have 2 Grail figures of mine, which are Magna Convoy, the Takara Tomy exclusive, eHobby exclusive Magna Convoy and Convobat. Those would be the only 2 I would be looking for. So basically, those 2, anything giraffe and Metroplex.
Do you have the clear chase figure PVC Metroplex there, Reno?
No, I do not have. Oh, yeah, I remember. Someone showed me that, and they were thinking of buying for me, but they did end up not doing it. So I would, I need that. I need. Let me be clear, Metroplex.
Yeah.
I'll put it in the box.
Diaclone stuff. It's a terrible.
Ryan has got stuff for you, Reno. Look at him go.
That's why I'm so excited because I already knew there was gonna be some Metroplex themed stuff at CybFest, which is at TFCon, BotCon. I already know there's not gonna be anything for me, but it's CybFest people, they got something for me up there.
Heck yeah, that's awesome. I realized I've just recently been on a huge Transformers animated kick, and now that I'm on the other side of that journey, I think now I could start looking for some stuff. So I don't know what I'm specifically on the hunt for, but if I find some stuff, I know my co-host Michael Andrews is on the look for a loose Snarl. I have picked up and put down carded versions of that figure at a decent price, at least 3 different times. He's like, no, I want it loose. I'm like, you take it out of the box and then it's loose.
You rip it open.
Exactly.
But yeah,
Sealed.
it's ripping the package open. It's like sacrilege. You know?
Oh,
Yeah,
my
yeah.
my heart
Snarl
just kind of.
is your friend after, Mike?
What's up?
Which Snarl is your friend after?
Animated.
Oh, okay.
The Triceratops, the sad panda Triceratops.
Oh, the one that we would actually call Slag. Got it.
Right. Yes.
Or I'm
The
sorry,
Discourse.
Slug's the politically correct name right now.
Sure. Yeah. Exactly. See our podcast for more slag legislation. As we like to call it.
Actually, wait. Hold on. I need to interrupt. Mike, what are
No.
you bringing to CybFest?
Buttons. I have 2 Mike's 2 Furious buttons and Mike Cyber Radio podcast buttons, and that's it. I'm traveling light.
Are we?
No table. I'll have a backpack, and I'm looking to very much echoing what Jamal was saying. I'm just looking to hang out. Like it was a blast having a media table and getting to meet folks and all of that, and have them like come to me, for lack of a better term. But like I like being on the floor. I like being mobile. So it's like
being mobile in the dealer room's a lot of fun.
Yeah. So I'm anticipating doing a lot of visiting, the stuff that I haven't done as much of in the last couple of years. Because like I'll see folks like early in the morning. I'm like, hey Ryan, good to see you. I guess I'll see you at the next TF Con, because this is probably the last time I'll see you at CybFest. That kind of thing. So yeah, I'm looking forward to traveling light. But if folks want either Mike Cyber Radio podcast buttons or 2 Mike's 2 Furious buttons, I will have some on my person in my backpack, and I will gladly give them to you if you want them.
When are we getting the 2M2F like button series? Because I do need like a button that just says legislation.
and you need the counterpoint to that too, the legislation buster. The no legislation one as well.
Yeah, legislation, no legislation.
Cosplaying. Maybe
cosplaying. Every year, I think I'm gonna do like a casual closet RC cosplay, and every year I'm like, I'm tired. I don't have time for that. But the first handful of years I was at CybFest, I always did my More Than Meets the Eye World cosplay, and it gradually evolved, and then I gradually gained more and more weight, and now I can't fit into the coveralls anymore, and I can't find any that do fit me. But I don't know. Maybe I'll probably just end up in a CybFest t-shirt and jeans again. But more cosplay, the better.
I'm probably just gonna be in a Hawaiian shirt as well. Just like, or maybe just just Hawaiian man, I guess.
That's your uniform at this point.
Yeah.
It's like if I saw you in a solid colored shirt, I'd be like, what's wrong with you? Is this like
I gotta look like either the 70s or the 80s barfed on me. I gotta look like that.
But Reno, you were saying something about
to answer the question about cosplaying, I mean, whenever I do these tabling events, I have my uniforms already, which is like basically I have two Metroplex sweaters that I'd wear all white with a red visor and black gloves that I would wear, and I have like what I call my like Carly fit, which is like a purple sweater, a yellow ponytail, knee-high socks. Which, I mean, since it's only a one-day event, I'm gonna just choose either the Metroplex fit or the Carly fit. So I don't know, but those are my uniforms I wear anyway. So I guess it's like a casual cosplay.
That's awesome.
I love it. Do we know if Alex and Greg are doing their cosplays again this year?
Spike and Sparkplug, yeah.
Oh gosh,
that was awesome.
Good.
That's pretty good.
We had a lot of cosplayers last year. I was really excited about it. We had I don't remember how to say it anymore, but what's the line of figures where they're anime girls?
Bushojo.
Yeah, we had the Bishojo Megatron was there. That was awesome. That was really impressive.
She was at SummerCon. She was like a prime on a chain of wires. I'm just like, why?
I inherited 3 of those statues when my brother-in-law passed away.
Oh wow,
Yeah, so I got Prime, Bumblebee, and Megatron.
they're
Oh,
so
nice.
cute.
And then I found out how much it cost to buy them, and I said, "Oh, these will be the only thing I will ever own."
I think they're cute. I like the outfits. But no, we
Like
had shoot.
$150 per statue? What the heck?
Oh yeah, we had our friend Perceptor was there. We had Percy's been great. Percy did a whole bunch of advertising for us last year, so that was awesome.
Yeah.
We could have him walk around cornucopia days, handing out
Yeah.
flyers.
There you go.
Didn't someone cosplay as Ratchet as well?
Yeah, we had the Ratchet cosplayer. I'm trying to look at the photo album to like jog my memory, but it's not loading, so that's cool. But we had tons and tons of cosplayers, which is awesome because I always want to see more cosplay at CybFest. I think it's very cool. It really adds
People
to
get excited about it. I love it.
the con scene, you know.
Yeah.
So for Ryan King, for the man who has every oddity in the world, yeah, we got to find out what you're looking to get, Ryan, if anything.
I just go in the nooks and crannies, try to find any G1 merch that's kind of sitting out there. Pencils, pen cases, things that are just kind of the afterthoughts of my childhood. So
he's trying to collect Peter Cullen's DNA.
Well, I have a lot of autographs, so maybe his fingerprints
you gotta
on some
go
of
to
my
the next level.
Yeah.
You want the ability to clone them.
Boy, have I got a napkin to sell you, Ryan.
Yes. After you ate that club sandwich, all right.
Yeah.
It was Ratchet.
I'm like you
That was
guys.
me.
See?
We love you.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
beautiful. Come back. Do it again.
Oh, yeah.
I hadn't scrolled further down in the text. I thought all of our friends had just dropped away, and I'm like, oh, no new chats. I'm like, oh, there's tons of new chats. What am I talking about? But I see now that's where
Sorry, Cool is sticking it out.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, I guess another thing. If anyone has, I've unfortunately jumped headfirst into the Diaclone.
Was this Diaclone?
Yeah, I've unfortunately jumped headfirst into the Diaclone rabbit hole, and it started to itch that part of the brain, just like, mecha robots with tiny pilots. Yeah. So if anyone has any Diaclone stuff by chance,
That's a dangerous vein of the fandom there, because I mean, like new Diaclone is incredible, but holy mackerel, is that stuff expensive. And, get all, you guys think I got a bunch of side swipes. Try getting all the Dia Battles recolors. No thanks. Too expensive. Well, friends, I think I think we did it. I think we put on a good showing and a good show for our friends, to encourage folks to come out to our humble unofficial Transformers convention by the fans for the fans. Again, that's CybFest Northwest, coming up on Saturday, July 12th from 11 to 5 at the Kent Commons Community Center, just a few miles south of Seattle. It's going to be a lot of fun. More info is available at CybFest NW .com. Yes. Very good. I'm doing this thing where my attention is divided, where I'm reading the private chat and narrating at the same time. I am incapable of walking and chewing gum at the same time. So World, do you want to go now? It's like, are we doing we find you? I came ready. Take us there.
Oh, Ryan got to do his, and I wanted my turn too. You can find
a turn.
You did the "Well, friends, we did it," which is usually your last line before you hit the stop recording button. So I wanted to make sure. I've been here before.
I never noticed that. Wow.
I'm familiar with your ways, Mike.
Yes.
But so doing the where do we find you? You can find CybFest Northwest on Twitter, Blue Sky, Facebook. We do not respond to DMs on Twitter as much as we do everything else, because I avoid Twitter now. That's my personal preference. But Blue Sky is probably the best way to reach us. If you're looking for short form stuff, Blue Sky is the way to go.
Yeah.
We have our Facebook discussion group, CybFest NW discussion group. It did not get hit by the group purge that happened on Facebook today. It's safe. It's good to go. If you have feedback, that's also a great place to leave that. For me, you can find me on Blue Sky as well, world.bsky.social. And I'll do my Extra Life plug. I fundraise for Extra Life every year. You can find me at extra-life.org/participant/bell. I fundraise for Children's Miracle Network. If you have a spare buck, every dollar counts. I'm done now. Thank you, Mike.
Oh, very good. Well, and when are you doing that stream? Probably what, November-ish, maybe around Thanksgiving-ish?
November will be the big stream, but now I do Extra Life for work too, so I'm fundraising year round.
Ooh, that's pretty rad. Well, we'll have to keep in touch to know when the big stream is, so I can bring my deck of cards again.
What the heck?
What the heck? I even brought the what the heck deck.
I needed to remind. Okay, so I listened to the last episodes of Two Mics Too Furious, and you used that sound effect a couple times, and I was like, "That's the what the heck sound effect!" Oh my god. Okay, sorry. No one but us is gonna.
That's all right. That's all right. It's fine. It's fun. All right. So yeah, let's go round the wheel here. So Ryan went, Whirlwind, Kenneth, Rekgar's Junk Emporium. Where can we find you on the internet if we wanted to do so?
I guess personally, there's always on Facebook. Infinite Iterations is my unofficial storefront that's on there. So if you want to get in contact on Facebook to try and get in contact with me for any customs or commissions, by all means. Or you can find me personally, Kenneth Robertson. I'm the guy with the Shiba photo.
Nice.
So there's that. But you can find us there. I kind of am in the lowdown areas. It's kind of like I like to be like the little things, just like, hey, where did you get this cool custom? It's from the back alley of this one guy.
That's amazing. Jeremy, how can we connect with mini Lego formers?
Easiest way is on Instagram. That's where I post images of all the newest stuff that I've done, although I'm a little slacking on that right now. You can also find me on Etsy at legoformers.etsy.com. It's where I sell the instructions for all the stuff that I design. Beyond that, somewhere on Reddit, I wouldn't even know where to begin to. I just post things, and just look at the Transformers or the Lego Transformers subreddits, you'll find me. I'm in there somewhere. Like I said, easiest is definitely Instagram, and it's just Instagram at me Lego Formers. And I'm pretty responsive there. So if you see something you like, or have an idea, or just want to ask me about something, no, I will not give away the instructions for free. That's why I have a store. They're $30. Don't buy a coffee, and you can buy it if you want it.
There you go.
Sorry, I had to get that out because everybody always asks, they're like, "Oh, can you send me the instructions for that for free?" I'm like, "Dude, it's $3. You went to Starbucks and bought a coffee for twice that much.
Mm-hmm.
If it's mattered to you, you could do it, But anyway, don't want to preach.
No, it's good. It's good. Yeah, no, we are very much pro paying artists for their art around here for sure. And speaking of art that you can pay for and buy, you want to tell us all about Reno Varka and where we can find all the stuffs and the things and connect with you online?
I'm basically on Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky. I don't know how to use Facebook. I have one, but I literally don't know how to use it. Sorry. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I guess YouTube. I'm trying to make my little vlog when I went to BotCon, and I'll probably make one for CybFest too, but mainly Instagram and Twitter and Blue Sky.
Awesome. That's awesome. Well, I enjoy following your adventures there. That's pretty good. A little vicarious living there. I was like, this is legit now. This is some cool stuff.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, and Ben and Jamal, I know you guys don't necessarily participate in the social medias, but anything else in particular that you want to shout out that we might not have already with regards to anything coming up in SideFest or any? I guess if there's any loose change in the bottom of the drawer, now would be the good time to get it out.
We will be announcing the schedule for load-in for our dealers here very soon. We want to get that information out there so that people know when to show up, depending on what booth they're in. So we'll get that information out. That is correct. I'm not nearly as much of a social media connoisseur as a lot of other people, but I am on Facebook. I don't hide. And people can reach out to me on Facebook via Facebook Messenger if they have questions about CybFest that they want to ask about the dealer room or need to talk to me about. I also do have my CybFest email, Jamal at CybFest NW.com. So people can reach out to me that way as well if they have questions about the show or about the dealer room. But otherwise, yeah, just looking forward to seeing people there and looking forward to having a good time.
Excellent.
And yeah, I can be found through my CybFest email, Ben at CybFestNW.com. Yeah, for me, I want to express the appreciation to all the dealers, all the attendees, every person who has ever talked about the convention, promoted it, just anything, just being there, being a part of it. We CybFest appreciates you, and we do this because we love it, and we do this because we really enjoy spending our time with other fans. So thank you to everyone who's been a part of it over the years, whether it's been 1 year or you've come every year. It's appreciated.
Absolutely. Very well said. And that's I mean, what else can you say? Other than saying thanks for hanging out with us and for your interest in CybFest and thanks to everybody on the panel. And again, one last time, CybFest Northwest 2025 coming up on Saturday, July 12th at the Kent Commons Community Center. Hours are from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. unless you pre-register by Saturday, and then you can get in an hour early. Stop by CybFestNW.com to get all of the relevant information, learn more about the exclusive. The write-up for the exclusive is hilarious, and a lot of great stuff on the website as well, because I know we've jammed a lot of information into a jam-packed live stream. But that will wrap things up for this particular live stream of the Mike Seibert Radio Podcast. Again, I want to thank my panelists for hanging out with us and taking time out of their evenings. Very much appreciated. Thank you for listening and for hanging out. And if you want more of me, if you want more Mike Seibert Radio, be sure and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and wherever the heck else you listen to your podcasts. And for even more exciting Transformers content, check out my other show, Two Mikes, Two Furious Animated Transformers, where my co-host Michael Andrews and I used to review Transformers Animated one episode at a time, but we have now finished that project. And I'll give you a hint that we have a new episode dropping this Friday with hints about what maybe the future of the podcast is going to be. We're done with animated, but it turns out maybe animated might not be done with us yet. So stay tuned and find out. Maybe Energon, maybe Armada, maybe Cybertron. I don't know. No, somebody's already doing that. Like, share, rate, and review the show. Let us know what you like and what you'd like to hear more of in the future. For my guests, the organization team, dealers and artists for CybFest Northwest. My name is Mike. This has been Mike Seibert Radio. And until next time, tell all our one, make good choices. Good night.
Well, no, who knows?
Good night, everybody.